etc. That's changing, guys. I take full responsibility for that. My head wasn't really in prophecy the last couple of months due to real life, due to coming on and just dealing with shit every single day, seeing the community ripping itself apart over shit, and it was beginning to drag me down because it was far beyond what I was making prophecy for, and for what you guys joined prophecy for. So the roleplay suffered, the community suffered, but on the positive side, we've come out the other side. And for those of you that stuck with us, for those of you that have been on, streaming or not streaming, going on the server with 1, 2, 3 people, sticking it out, we've got the utmost respect for you, the utmost thanks, and I'm not just saying that, I really do mean it. And it's you people that I'm keeping this going for, because you made me realise that it is worth it. And we've got some awesome people in this community, and we've got some people that get it, and we've got a few that still don't. And for those that still don't, it's going to be a short stay, because I'm not having a repeat of the last couple of events. This is too important. It's too good. You know, I say at every other meeting, we've had some awesome success stories, and if Prophecy disappeared tomorrow, have we been a success? Yes, we have. And that's down to every single person that's been part of Prophecy.
So many gigs. It's
Thanks, Ven. So
nearly all, yes. But it's these cup mods that wasn't included.
Sven.
Sorry, fuck.
But I'm thinking
So most importantly, it's a massive thank you, and you know who you are in here. You've been here throughout the entire time. I don't blame people going elsewhere. I'm glad some people have gone, very glad some people have gone, and they will not darken our doors again, 100%. I will not be allowing them back into Prophecy. Some will be missed. If they decide to come back, we'll welcome them. If they don't, then they don't. We are what we are, and we're going to give what we give. People like it, more than welcome to stay. If they don't like it, then in the nicest possible way, they know where the door is. I'm not having them wrecking this for you guys. So a massive thank you to you. I'm going to speak to some of you personally, because there's some in here that have been here practically every single day, and that means a huge amount, and you don't get the recognition or thanks. All of you are just as important as keeping this going as I am, as the admins are. We're all the same. If you guys don't turn up, then there's no point doing it. So there's going to be some changes, mostly good. Some you're going to like, some you're not. But just keep in the back of your mind, everything I do and plan for Prophecy is for a reason, hopefully for a benefit, and hopefully it'll make things better, and we'll get what we're all striving for, which is a great community and a server or roleplay that is awesome, and not the generic bog standard crap that we've all seen or been part of. With that said, the roleplay on the server has been good, but it can be better, and that includes every single one of us. Me myself, that means getting on the bloody server, because I do miss it. I do miss it a lot, especially recently when I've been watching stuff over the last couple of weeks. It's been good. I've actually sat there and I can't wait to turn on Twitch to see what's happening with the next bit of people's stories, etc. So the changes. I posted that thing. Is anyone not read the stuff that's on Discord? The post I put up about Prophecy the Future. Good.
Google Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read it.
Cool. So the first bit, I'm going to work through that. That's going to be my pointers. Not everything's going to happen tonight. Not everything's going to happen tomorrow. Not everything's going to be done by next week. I've set a time limit of 4 weeks, and I'm hoping there's a couple of other things in the background that are happening. I'm progressing very nicely. So I'm hoping in 4 weeks we're going to have a little mini launch of Prophecy. There's going to be some rule changes. There's going to be some things happening on the map that are changing. The roleplay is going to change. The events are going to come back. There's going to be stuff happening on the main server in relation to the laws and the events. There's going to be a tightening of the rules, but there's also going to be a slackening of the rules as well. And that'll be up in the next couple of weeks, because I need to sort it out with the admins first, just to make sure everything's okay. Some are going to be good, some you'll like, and some you might not like. But again, it's all going to be for the benefit of Prophecy and for the benefit of the roleplay for you guys on the server. So, first thing, applications. I want you guys to get involved in the application process. So, I'm going to be making an interview team up. So you guys get a say on the type of people. It's for a couple of reasons. You guys get to see how we do it. It ain't just a case of an application coming in and yeah, you're in, you're done. There ain't going to be so many questions. I think I'll keep the story at 150 words because that takes a bit of effort and people can be bothered to make that effort. It shows us the imagination, etc. I'm not interested in War and Peace. I'm not interested in something completely original, but I am interested in the thought and time people put into that story. Because if they can be bothered to do that, then they can be bothered to play their characters. However, we have had people in the past who have put fucking awesome applications in with 3-4 page stories, which were really good, really imaginative, sort of out there. And then they come on a server and it's like a completely different person, which may be the case. They may have taken it off someone else. So the application process is going to be predominantly interview based, and it's not hard work, but it does take a lot of time. So I'll be looking for people in the community to be part of that if you want to. But it's just as important role as the admin, as if you're an admin, because you'll be accepting or having a say on accepting those people into the community. It ain't going to be a set questionnaire type thing because you don't really learn anything about people. And for those of you who I've interviewed, we end up just having a chat, and you can learn a lot more about someone by just talking to them and just checking a load of questions at them and they just bog standard answers, etc. So there'll be an application going up in Discord in the next week. For those of you interested, you'll be paired with an admin. I'm thinking about setting times for the interviews, but I think we'll have to suck it and see for the first couple of weeks. One, because we obviously want to start getting our numbers back up, but with the right people. And two, you know, everyone's all over the shop with the time zones, etc. I'd like to get a few more people from across the pond to help out, because at the moment we're pretty much covered on the EU side, but we could still do with more people. So I'll be looking to our American and Australian and New Zealand cousins, etc., or anyone that's across the pond to apply for that role. I'll still be picky on it because it's an important role. And you're going to have to show me you really do get what Prophecy's about. It can be not an asshole. I'd like to think I'm not an asshole. I'm sure the admins might say something different. But I'm passionate about this and I want it to work, and I do get frustrated. I'm not the sort of person that sits there and rants and raves at people unless I got a good reason for it. But it's an important role because you'll be the face of Prophecy. You'll be the first thing they get to speak to. And obviously you'll be making the decision then on whether they should be accepted or not. So, and I want you guys to get involved a bit more, other than just the role play. For those that are interested, you know, to have more, feel more part of it. You know, if someone comes on a server and they're an awesome role player, you know, you're going to sit back and take a bit of pride in the fact that you brought them on, etc. You know, chuck a bit of ownership back on you guys, because some of you. I'm trying to think of the way of saying this is. Some of you come on your role play, and that's all the support I need. You know who you are, the guys that I mentioned at the beginning. They come on every single day. They're here every single day. They're stuck by us, no matter what. That's just as important as me being here. And that's the same thing for the application process. So keep an eye out for that. Admin team. We're small at the moment, very small. And I am extremely picky on who I want to be admins. I know that there prior, a couple of months ago, we started getting all the crap about admins, admin abuse, etc. For those of you that are new to us, and for those of you who've been here since the word go, you should know me well enough by now. If I tell you no one will get treated differently on this server, you should believe that. I'm not interested in the assholes that want to come on here and say, oh, they're talking shit, they're talking that. If I know about it, and then admin takes a piss, I will do something about it. One, because I want the team to be different, as we've always promised. Two, I want it to be clean. And three, I'm not interested in anyone being treated any differently. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you are. And I say this every other meeting. And this goes for members as well. You could be the richest person, you could be doing stuff for us, you could give me £5,000 million. You will still get treated the same as someone who just comes on here and wants to play on a server. Because we need to be seen to be doing that. Otherwise, it's just not, we're not sticking true. And I'm a very moral person. I stick to my guns, my principles. Sometimes it's very hard. Sometimes I've got to punish people for crap. Sometimes I've got to punish people, you know, they've done something. I never punish anyone for something they haven't done. But in some occasions it could be, well, it wasn't that bad. Doesn't matter. Because everyone needs to be treated the same. And everyone deserves a second chance. But what I will say for the admin team is, they've been awesome. From the word go. We've had some bad eggs, and they're gone. And it doesn't really apply to the majority of you in here. This is probably more for the last couple of months. But people forget, I don't do this for payment. I don't get paid for this. I don't make any money on it. I'm not interested in making any money on it. It's never been my intention. Never been my intention to be, yes, it'd be nice to be the best, but that's not what I made this for. I didn't make it for money. The admins don't come here. They don't get paid. They do it in their own free time. They give up their own free time. And it's not an easy job. Because keeping to our principles ain't fucking easy sometimes. Especially with some assholes we've had in this community over the last year. And we make mistakes. And admins will make mistakes. But we will say, if you're an admin, I don't choose them lightly. It's not something I just say, oh yeah, you can be an admin. No. They really care about you guys. They really care about the community. They really care about what Prophecy is. They really care about what it's doing for people. And I know some of you in here are only here to play the game. I know some of you are only here for roleplay, etc. You're not interested in all the pink and fluffy side. But I am, and that's what I made this for. There's a majority in you who are here for that. This is an escape for you guys. It's an escape for me. And I'll be honest with you, the last 3 months, it wasn't an escape. It was hard work, and it was like a job. And it was horrible. Some days I just didn't want to log in, because I was just fed up with the crap. And I know that was the same for some of you in here as well. So they do work hard, but you all need to know this. It's always been the case, and it always will be the case. The admin team here, I've been real pissy with some of the admins over the last year because they've dropped a bollock or they've done something wrong, and it's not something I take lightly. But they stuck here, so they care. And if they make a mistake, let's not jump down their throats. If you've got an issue with an admin, come and speak to me. A genuine issue with an admin. And if it's someone you don't get on with, because let's be honest, it ain't always going to be pink and fluffy. There's going to be people in this community that just don't get on. And that's fine. We can deal with that. Let's be mature about it, etc. and deal with it in a mature adult way. I don't want to repeat of all the shit that was happening the last couple of months, because that's bollocks. You know, I'm not having people falling out over a bloody game. So if you've got an issue with a certain admin, or you've got an issue with the way something's been dealt with, and I say this all the time, and if it doesn't happen, it's not going to get dealt with. Message me, or come and speak to me. You can message me on Discord, you can message me on Twitter, and if I'm in TeamSpeak, you can speak to me in TeamSpeak. And I will deal with it. And it'll be the same way any instance or reports get dealt with on a server. I'll speak to both sides, and then I'll come back to everybody, and you'll have a reason as to why and where I've ended up to where I am. Because I want this to be open and honest. I'm not going to name and shame people. I know a couple of people want some name and shame wall. We've had this discussion before. I think that's counterproductive. Because we all make mistakes. We all drop a bollock. Every one of us in this room has dropped a bollock at some stage on a server. And I don't think you should be punished 6 months down the line because your name's on a wall for doing some silly thing once that you've made a mistake at. So I ain't doing that. And I won't entertain the idea of doing it either, because it just breeds negativity. So admin roles, same thing again. Over the next week or two, there'll be an admin application. All I will say is I am really, really, really picky for everything I've just said. That reason for it's not an easy role, and if I deny you, it's nothing personal. It's because it's really important that we get this team working properly, because it's the face of prophecy. And it's nothing against. So if you apply and you get denied, please don't take it personally, because the standard is high, because it has to be. And you all know the hard work we've done on this server to try and keep it clean. It hasn't always gone right, but for the majority of the time, it has. And we want it to be different. I don't want the same bog standard roleplay as I know most of you don't. It ain't always going to be DayZ, and the way the DayZ team's falling apart, will DayZ ever get finished? I don't know. But there'll be other games. And I'd love to have a community of like-minded role players who are striving to get a little bit extra. Not the, oh my god, he held me up, 2 seconds later, run into Starry, grab 58 people, and then start chasing this poor fucker all over the map. Bollocks. I don't want that anymore. And that's not really happening. And there are 1 or 2 that are doing it, and that's down to us to help them. Not give them a hard time. If they're doing it and they're being trolley, then fine, you're gone, you're done. But it's to help these people, and that's every single one in this room to do that. Because all it's going to do is improve the roleplay for you. And I want to get to the stage that we had before where I'm sort of moving on to roleplay bit. I'll get onto that now. So, admin team, there will be some applications coming out. Again, you're going to have to show me that you really do understand what prophecy's about, and what it really means to you. And it ain't an easy role. I'm going to tell you that now. So keep an eye out for that in the Discord. So has anyone got any questions on the applications and admin team before we move on? Yeah.
I do.
Go.
Yeah, sorry. How soon will you be posting these applications up?
Either this week or next week. I'm in the process of writing them out, but I'm on my 7-day week in work at the moment, so I haven't got a huge amount of time at home to get them written up. But I'm off Monday and Tuesday, so I'm hopefully going to try and get a lot done Monday, Tuesday. So probably the end of next week, beginning of the week after.
Nice, dang. Okay, well, thank you. I'm gonna head to work. I'll see everybody later. Bye.
Alright, no worries. Cheers, guys. So, roleplay. I'm not going to go through what I wrote on the spreadsheet, but that's what I'm looking for. The big thing for me on here is respect of other players. Now, there's a lot of you on here that do respect other people's players. There's some of you on here that don't, or don't give that impression. All of you put time and effort into making a character, and all of you should be given that respect of being allowed to play and develop that character, and you shouldn't be the pawn to someone else's character. Now, obviously, there's going to be people's stories where things happen. They're going to play a certain character, there's certain things, and people will be part of that story, and people will suffer or not suffer, good or bad. But there needs to be more respect in how that's done. And I think the best way of describing that is, if you're in a situation with someone, and let's say you're going to kill them, or there's a potential you're going to kill them, always have in the back of your mind, as the role player, would I be happy with this? Would I enjoy this if this was me on the other end of this scenario? And if you do that, then your roleplay will be better. Because no one will complain. People get pissy they've been killed, of course they will, because no one likes losing a character, of course they don't. But if they get great, awesome roleplay, that pissiness lasts 5 minutes. If they log off with a, fuck, that was awesome, that's brilliant. If they log off with, fuck, that was shit, then it's shit roleplay. You don't get the benefit out of it, because they're not going to roleplay back with you. They're certainly not going to run a roleplay with you in the future. So it's about putting a bit more thought and effort into making things a bit more epic, a bit more dramatic, a bit more in-depth. Let's get rid of the let's have everything done yesterday shit. You know, if 2 groups are battling out with each other, let's make it into something. Let's not everyone march up on people heavy-handed and wasting people left, right, and centre. I'm not saying that's what's happening in this example, and this is general. I'm just pointing the fingers at anybody here. Let's make it into a story. Let's make it into something. So I'm going to use Ark and Dark because they're on top of the list. If Dark's after RK, let's get Dark to build that story. Let's see his character suffering or not suffering, if it's good or bad, whatever the scenario is. His character's developing into what he's going to do, and is he going to do it? Build it up. And so if you're a streamer and you've got people watching and like, fuck, what's he going to do next? Don't give everything away. Build it up. Make something out of it. And that can happen with something that's minor, you know, some sort of minor in-group thing. Or it could be a massive epic story where two big groups are banging heads with each other, which we sort of got on the server now. But make it in something awesome, because you'll love it at the end of it. And I speak from personal experience. And this is why I get passionate about it, because I have had personal experience of this. And I ain't going to bore you with it, but it lasted 2 months, 2.5 months, and at the end of it, it was fucking brilliant. We had times where we're facing each other off, the two groups, literally shouting and ranting and raving at each other, having proper big arguments, pulling guns on each other. But no one died. And it's not because it shouldn't have happened, it's because that's how the roleplay went. And it wasn't a case of I knew Dark and Dark knew me and I didn't want to kill his character. It wasn't. It was completely organic. It was proper, realistic, real life stuff. And at the moment, unfortunately, there is a bit of a mentality on the server, and it has been on the server for the last 6 or 7 months, where someone farts in the wrong direction, that's it, they're done. And that's crap, because it could be so much better for everybody. Every one of you in here can do that. I know people get frustrated sometimes and, oh, fuck this, or someone doesn't really roll. And if someone's not role-playing back with you, let's not get frustrated with them. If they're trolling, I can tell you now, guys, if someone comes on a server and tries to troll, or be an ass, or be cocky, or think they're better and give you shit, or they're not giving you good roleplay, etc., and they're just being assholes, they're done. They're gone. My days of giving people those chances are gone. Because we've been bitten in the ass too many times with that. But if it's someone that's newish, or someone that's not used to it, or they come from a different server where that type of roleplay is acceptable, we'll give them a chance. Not many, but we'll give them a chance. And it's for you guys to identify them, because you're the guys that come across them. And if you don't, then you're just letting those people run around on a server, and they're chucking that style of roleplay out on other people, and those people will suffer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Has anyone got anything they disagree with? And please say, guys, no one's going to get looked at here and told fuck off or anything like that. You know me. If you've got an opinion, say it, because it's important. And the only way things are going to get better is if we're all on the same page. And I know we're not all going to agree, and there's going to be slight variations, etc. As long as we're all pushing in the same direction, I can tell you now, guys, the roleplay on this server, because every single one of you is, I wouldn't be speaking to you now if I didn't think you were all capable of doing it. None of us is the best role player. None of us is fantastic. We can all improve. And we can do that by learning off each other, good or bad. So I come on a server and I fuck up, I do a bit of roleplay that's a bit shit. So instead of saying, oh, Sam's shit, fucking blah, 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 let's say, ah, fuck. Did you think of doing it this way? When I was holding you up, I was looking for you to do this. Or when I was saying this to you, this is what I was looking for you to do back. And help them improve. Yeah, DT, right. And that's got to be beneficial for everyone. Because one day, guys, I can promise you this, one day, and hopefully you'll all be here when it happens, you will log on a server and it'll be like opening up a book, and you'll be part of that book. And you'll have your own story in that book, and you'll be a bit of a legend in that book. And people's stories will be like, in a month's time, someone will turn around and say, oh, fucking remember that time I RP with Greenie and that character she had? Oh, that was fucking awesome. I wish we could do that again. We can't, but we could make something better again and get that passion back. I know it's difficult with Daisy at the moment because Daisy is Daisy, and everyone gets bored of Daisy after a while. But forget Daisy. The big thing for me is I want people to forget Daisy. I want people to forget that it's a PvP game, predominantly. I want people to forget other servers they come from where it's PvP roleplay or that style of roleplay that they come from other servers. Forget it. From today, I want the server. I'm not going to call it DayZ. I'm going to call it the server. Is a film set. That's all it is. Forget everything else we know about DayZ prior to that. Log onto the server. Look at it as this is my film set, and this is where I want to tell a story. You know, forget all the other shit. And that's hard, I know. Look at it that way. It's a blank canvas for you to come on and tell a story. So, with that said, oh, go on, sorry, Steph, go on.
That's okay. No, just onto the whole RP thing. Like when I first joined, if it wasn't for all the people that were amazing RPers and kind of helping give me direction, I never would have succeeded. Like, and everyone gave me so many props on how good I did. But if it wasn't for the confidence that everybody else gave me and actually going forward with it, I would have been so lost. So like, it's so important to give that, like if you come in across someone and you can tell that they're kind of struggling, to kind of help direct them some, because that can make someone grow exponentially. And honestly, without having people stepping up and willing to do that, then we're going to lose people. You just have to help give them the confidence to go forward with it and to kind of stretch their boundaries.
Totally agree. You've hacked my computer, haven't you, Fleff? You've read my thing.
That's the truth. Like, yeah. Even so, like when I joined, like you walked me through it because I was struggling. Like honestly, I don't think I contemplated not even joining because I was struggling. Just even with the game mechanics in general, I was struggling. And you know, having you and everyone step up and give me that assistance really helped give me the confidence to push myself.
Good, and that's it, guys. You know, there's a perfect example. There's an example for you, Fleff. It's been done in the past. Thanks, Fleff, and that means a lot because that's what we've always set out to do. And listen, all the mistakes, I'm not blaming the admins. I'm blaming myself. Because whereas before I was off work and I could sit on here for 24/7, it was different. I can't do that now, and I need your guys' helps to make this work. And all of you in here get that. I know you do, deep down. I know that when we had all that crap before, I'm not going to knock anyone. Yes, we had some assholes here. We did have some assholes here, and that's my fault for letting them in and giving them those chances, 100%. But I was sticking to my principles. I should have dealt with that differently, and I take full responsibility for it. But I'm not looking at the negative. None of this is negative. This is looking forward to the future, because for me, we've come through that. We were getting DDoSed every single night. Every night we were getting DDoSed. We had a community that was split. We had some people in the community that just wanted drama for the sake of drama. And were talking about stuff they had no fucking idea what they were talking about. But let's knock Fleff, because Fleff's here and Fleff's done this and Fleff's done that. So let's all fucking gang up on Fleff. And then Fleff's friends are Defender. And they were shit. Because at the end of the day, this is just a game. Whatever happens in the game, we can fix. We can fix it. It's not worth getting angry about. It's not worth arguing with someone about. If someone drops a bollock, and I can tell you now, if it's done deliberately and they're being assholes, they're gone. Full stop. 100% gone. But if it's someone, like Fleff said, and we can all tell when someone's struggling, you can tell when someone's struggling, let's help him. And if you guys do that, that's awesome, because it binds you all together, and you start meeting great people.
Hey, wake up.
Don't shut people out. You know, we had certain people here that had their own little tight groups and were shutting everyone else out, and that's not what this is about. All of you. You know, I've met all of you at some time or other in here. Don't know you, but I consider you all friends. And some of you become closer than friends, and some of you become even closer than that. And that's fucking awesome. I know some of you come here to completely escape real life. I do sometimes. And there's people in here, and you all know who I'm talking about, in your own little friendships, etc., who've really helped each other out and changed each other in real life. And that is fucking awesome. That's worth this every single second of the day. But I also get that some of you don't come here for that. You come here just to play, etc., and hang out. And that's just as important. You know, if you're having fun and enjoying yourself, then it's just as important. But let's get back into that, in inverted commas, community. Where we help each other out, where we think about each other, where we don't take pride in your story, not in what you do to someone, which some people were doing. You know, if they were looking, you know, we caught people talking in outside chats, etc., being sent screenshots by people that gave a fuck about this community, and that's not people grassing people up. That's not people telling on people and being little snitches. None whatsoever. That's people who care about the community and want to get rid of toxic stuff. And you know, I've got messages on my PC from, oh, I'm going to kill RK. Let's get together and kill RK tomorrow. Okay, I'll meet you here and we'll kill him. And then they're gloating that they killed his character. That's shit. That's not roleplay. That's vindictive, nasty, two-faced bullshit. I'm not here for that. And the good thing is, 99.9% of that is gone. And that's great. And you can see that. I can see it in Discord when people are talking. I can see it on the server when people are role-playing. Unfortunately, I can also see there is still that mentality of wariness because of what's happened over the last 3 months. And that's for all of us to change that mentality, whether it be new people coming in or whether it be old people that have been here since day one. Always have in the back of your mind, you come here to roleplay, you come here to make friends. That's the be-all and end-all. What happens on a server stays on the server. If something shitty happens on a server, it can get fixed. Come into the rooms, have your 5 minutes of saltiness, you rant and you rave at us, and then forget it. It'll get dealt with. Like I always say, get an answer. You may like it, you may not like it, but you'll always get a reason for it. And forget it. It's a game. It's done. And that's one of the really big important things for me, guys. That mentality needs to go. Because if it doesn't, we'll fail. But the good news is, it is going. It's certainly a billion times less than it was 3-4 months ago. And that's awesome.
Friendly Neighborhood Kevin had a question.
Go on, dude.
Oh, so obviously, this is regarding roleplay. Like, this isn't the most important thing because really, it's about the subject of like when it is okay to kill someone or start a conflict.
Mhm.
Because me and my people I associate with on the server have actually ran into a lot of trouble for stuff like that. So I want to know, since you're changing stuff around, like how did you change it in the sense like when will it be okay to take like hostile action against other characters?
Right, listen, this is not about changing your stories, okay? This is about what's the word I'm looking for? It's not about changing your stories, because there's good stories on the server, and don't take this the wrong way, but I can't think of a way of saying it. But they can all be done better. And what I mean by that is really make something of it. The good side and the bad side, the good people and the bad people. You know, make it more. How can I describe this? It's in my head, but I can't fucking put it into words.
Cinematic and epic.
Yeah, that sort of thing. You know,
Make it worth it.
yeah, you know, make it, because at the end of the day, whoever you are on the server and whoever you are as a person, you come here for something, which is roleplay. And I want all of you, every single person, whether you've had a particularly heavy night of roleplay or a particularly funny night of roleplay, or you've had a real hard time on the roleplay and you may have lost a character, or you've walked away and you survived. I want people to log off with a smile on their face. And I said it in that thing. Smile on your face, a sigh of relief, or fuck me, that's awesome, and fuck me, I can't wait to log on again. Feeling. We're getting there, but we're not there. I don't want people logging off with, oh, fucking hell, this is fucking blah, 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 and then go away into another room with your group and get pissy about shit. Go to another room and speak to your room and think, fuck, okay, this happened tonight, it was a bit poo. What can we do to make it better? And if it's someone that you've role played against and it weren't getting back what you wanted, then come to us. If you feel you can't go to them, come to us. And you're not grassing on people, and it won't get dealt with like you're grassing on people. It'll be dealt with as in, okay, you fucking held up Dark and it went this way. It wasn't great. Did you think of doing this and did you think of doing that? Oh no, I didn't. But then Dark didn't do this. Okay, so Dark, did you think of doing this when RK said that? No, I didn't. Fuck, yeah, you're right. I could have done that. And all of a sudden, things start getting better. So I'm not saying you can't do hostile action. That's bullshit. Because we need that. We need a threat. You need the good side. You need the threat. You need the. I want people to come on a server and shit themselves, but shit themselves in a way. I can tell you now, there are some awesome role players waiting in the wings. They're liking what they're seeing on the server, but they're waiting. And I can tell you now, if those people come back, everyone's gonna roleplay will be awesome. And that's not to say you guys ain't, because you are.
I guess I have to rephrase my question. I mean, like, you bring up the make it epic, and I do agree with that idea, and I feel like the people I also associate with love that idea, but how do you assess when it is or isn't?
Yeah, I can't say that because
with certain people.
Of course it is.
Some people that I have dealt with in many different servers, including this one, get extremely pissed off when they die, even though it might have been arguably the best ending. But like, how do you assess between two maybe opposing views on how it should be done?
And this is where it gets difficult. There ain't no easy answer to that. However, instead of going away in a room and getting all pissy about it, whether you're the good person or the bad person, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it between each other. Let's discuss it. Let's not get pissy. You know, everyone, except the fact that someone, whoever it is going to get upset that they've lost a character. But then once that's over, and that 5 minutes of salty, let's not turn around and say to Mitch, you're fucking shit because you shot me like this. Okay, you gave me half hour role play, but there was things wrong with it. So let's, instead of that, let's have, okay, I died. And if there's genuine reasons behind it, then people won't perma. I will be slightly less strict on the perma for the benefit of the server. But if it's good role play, then let's get people trying to understand where you were going when you were doing it. Let's talk about stuff afterwards. And if someone turns around to Mitch and Sticky, and Mitch says, yeah, it was okay, I didn't really like dying at the end of it because of this reason. And Sticky may turn around and say, yeah, fuck, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Or Sticky may turn around and say, no, I did it because of this, that, and the other. And then it becomes clearer. And I'm not saying out of character stuff. I'm saying as you're playing your characters, yeah, like RK says, you know, don't be so quick to judge. Now, my character, Bo, I'd love to play him. I really would. But I don't get the time to play him. And he's a good character. But I can tell you now, there'd be a lot of people dying on this server if he played on this server now. Because my character can be quite aggressive. But he's not aggressive to the point that he's a threat. It's just his character. And there has been people on this server like that have been killed because of their aggressiveness. Or they're in certain situations where... and I don't think it's anyone in here now. Just looking. Maybe one or two people in here where real life personality comes into it. And they take offense to... Not offense, that's the wrong word. Little bit of a chip on their shoulder because it's not going the way they want it to. Well, that's roleplay. That's organic roleplay, and that's the best. And you should give people that chance to do that. You know, if you're holding someone up and they're arguing with you, if they're arguing with you and they're being assholes, that's different. Then you fucking deserve to die. You know, you've got to be sensible. But give people a chance to argue back at you. Give people a chance to give you a reason. Don't go looking for a reason to kill someone. Have a reason to kill someone. A good reason to kill someone. And get that across. And you can do that. And do you have to do it straight away? No, you don't. Revenge is always a dish best served cold. And then, you know, I don't want to keep saying groups, but if you are in a group, then role play that between yourselves. You know, build it up between the group. And then spread that out across the server. So if RK and Dark are against each other and they're a group, Dark goes back to his group and they have a proper, you know, not pissy discussion. It's like, right, well, this has happened. Now, he's done this to us. What should we do? Do we kill him? Because if we kill him, they got 4 people behind him. And if we don't get them all, then I'm putting my group under threat, because my character always played it like this. People used to come to Bo all the time, because he was a strong character and he developed into quite a big character on the server. And his group was very tight, very, very tight. And we were very good at what we did. But Bo would turn away. He said, "Who the fuck are you? Who are you? What are you coming to me for? Why the fuck would I risk my family, the people I care about, the people I battled so long to keep alive, for you? What are you going to do for me? What have you given to me? Why would I do that?" And this is what should be going through all your minds as groups, whether you be bad groups, good groups, whatever. You need to put that in the back of your mind. You're risking people and this is the roleplay side of it now. You're risking about people you love, you care about, that you've battled for, that you've had these moments with. Would you really, all of a sudden, think about this in real life, would you go home now to your family and say, "Joe Bloggs down the street just told me to fuck off because he held me up"? I know that's a bit, just imagine it's an apocalypse. Would you all suddenly rush out with guns to go and kill him? Of course you fucking wouldn't. Because you're all at risk. And there should be that threat between the groups as well. And it doesn't matter how strong you are, or how weak you are, that should always be in the back of your minds. And when you all go out and you've got a powerful leader, you should challenge our leader. People in the group should say to the leader, "Are you sure about this? Because if we go there, one of us might die." And if he turns around and says, "I don't give a fuck," and there will be groups like that, because obviously there'll be hard-ass groups where you will have a leader that don't give a fuck, then that should be challenged. Because everyone here should want to survive. And this sort of goes on to the next bit I was going to say about groups. Everyone should have a story. And people are going to take this the wrong way, but don't take it personally. There are groups, and there have been groups on this server that have been made to come on this server, and none of those characters have got a story. And if that group dies, people come in and ask to bench their characters. That ain't going to happen from now on. If you're part of a group, you better have a story. And you will be asked about it. Because I don't want, gone are the days of generic groups being made up to come on a server and just take over. And we'll get on to questions now, sorry guys. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not pointing any fingers at anyone, because this is a fresh start, guys. I want this today is a taster. We will be getting back to the community meetings, and we may have them a bit more regularly than once a month for the next coming couple of months. So we can all start developing, and things don't wait, and things don't get stale, and blah, blah, blah. Because if a group falls, or someone in that group falls, and say, just for sake of argument, is the leader, then that group either splits, and people carry on their stories, or someone takes over. Or story changes, the group changes, the dynamic of the group changes, it heads off in a different direction. They've been defeated, so they tuck their tails between their legs, and they become something else. Is one avenue. Or they decide to do something about it, but they make that into a story, and there should be challenges for the leadership. It's not just a case of out of game, someone goes, "Oh, I fight, you take over," and all of a sudden everyone just bows down to this person. It's all stuff like, does that make sense? Am I making sense saying this?
Yep.
And say if I'm not, guys. Please say if I'm not. Because that's what it should be about. That's realistic, and we want this to be realistic. And the roleplay will only get better. It can only get better if we start doing stuff like that. And it's good roleplay for you, because we don't always bump into people. And if you're in a group and you've got a set plan and a set idea, it'll become stale for you, and it'll become boring for you. And that's when the shit starts happening, because people do get bored. And that's one of the rules that we've got that I know a lot of you don't like, is about role playing with different people when you've done characters. And that's the whole reason for it, because we all get comfortable with the same people that we role play with. We all know that if I'm with, or say me, Arcane Dark, if I'm with Arcane Dark, I know how Arcane Dark role play. I know if I do a certain thing, that might not be a threat, or it might be a threat, or they may do this, or they may not do that, and there isn't that. So if I started role-playing with Nico and Rampage and Preacher, I don't know them. Never role-played with them. Got no idea what they're going to do. And that's awesome. And that should be... But that's what we should be doing. And we learn off each other. You know, I learned a shit ton off people. Like Fluff said, I learned a shit ton of people when I first started role playing. Good and bad. And we lost that for a good 4 or 5 months. And I take the blame for that because I should have got on top of it. And also it's the blame of others because they just didn't get what we were about. So yeah, sorry, your question. So hostility, no, I don't want people to change their stories. I just want people to think about it a bit more and make it a bit more. You know, if you see a group come up over the hill, should it necessarily all of a sudden everyone goes into full-on hostility mode, and if someone says fuck off or farts in the wrong direction, people start dying? No, it shouldn't be that. It might be. It might have got to that stage of the story where that is the only option. And great, have at it. But everyone will be happy then. They'll get pissy. I've just lost my character. And here's the difference. People get pissy at the moment because they lose a character to dodgy, quick, cheap roleplay. What I want people to get pissy about is, fuck, I've fucking had this character for fucking a month, and the story's been fucking heck of him. I'm gutted I've lost his character. That is why I want people to get pissy. Why didn't I fucking say this? I should have fucking said that. Or why did I do that? Why did I make that decision? Because next time you play a character, that'll be in the back of your head.
Hey, wake up.
And maybe even better. Does that make sense? Okay, I could waffle on for ages, you know I can, guys. So, is anyone got any questions about that?
Wilson's next.
Okay, Wilson?
Yeah. It's not a question, it's more like a script, if I may.
Go on.
It's not about killing one another.
How? Sorry. Will, 2 secs, sorry. 2 secs, Will. How? Can you mute your mic, mate? You're coming through on your mic.
Yes.
Go on, Wilson.
It's not about killing one another. It's about survival in this world. We're killing one another without thinking about what may come next. Instead, we decide to live in the past. What happens next may the future tell.
Yeah. I agree with that, and I know a lot of people will disagree with that because, you know, that's part of roleplay. There has to be that threat of people being killed, but for me, and I've always said it, that we need a good reason for it. A good reason for it. Let's not make characters that just come on a server to kill people, because you will be challenged. I can tell you that now. From today, it will be challenged. I don't want cheap, shitty roleplay and cheap, shitty deaths for people. Whoever you are, good or bad, hero or baddie person, you all deserve to have a good session, a good death, a good survival, and it's just about putting that thought into it. You couldn't play a bad person, DT. Too nice. Bowman, go on, dude.
I think you've kind of already touched on it, but yeah, I just wanted to, you know, just express that I don't think I'm the only one that feels this. That yeah, you know, like at times there's this, you know, like fear that if I tell this character to fuck off, they're, you know,
gonna die.
I'm gonna be yeah. You know, I'm gonna be hunted now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just like that's just not, you know, realistic. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, you know, that kind of feels that like I just gotta be nice to everybody, otherwise it's gonna.
I can guarantee you now, mate, in this room, probably 99.9% of people in this room feel that way. And I want us to get away from that. Yeah. I'm not saying everyone has to stay, you know, because my character would tell someone to fuck off, but that's real life. You get people telling you to fuck off in real life now, and I know it's different because of the apocalypse, etc. But the biggest thing that should be in everyone's back of their mind: survival.
Exactly.
It's not a case of everyone needs to run around and all be pink and fluffy and hold hands and sing through the meadows together. That's bullshit, and I don't want that roleplay on here. But what I do want is a more realistic conversations where, like Bone has just said, and I know for a fact there's a lot of you in that feel the same way. You should have that opportunity to have a full-blown argument with somebody, and you walk away and you both fucked off with each other. You both pissed in character. You both fucked off with each other in character, but you go away. And you have your role play elsewhere, and you discuss it maybe, and you calm down. And you think, okay, well, you see the guy again, and instead of thinking, right, fucking gun in hand, walk up to each other, and everyone's bristling, and the next second triggers are getting pulled, is you avoid each other. Or you may go up to and say, oh, listen, fucking the other day, I was so fucked off, this happened to me, and that happened to me, and I lost someone I care about, or blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry that I spoke to you in the way I did. And they may turn around and say, oh, yeah, you know, fuck, I had a shit day as well, mate. Blah, 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 blah. Could be one option. The other option could be, stay the fuck away from me. I don't like you. I don't want to speak to you. Stay the fuck away from me. And there's a story developing there. Does that end up going somewhere else where there is hostility? Or you just avoid the fuck out of each other every time you see each other? You know, let's get out of the single-mindedness of, you need to die because you've done something wrong.
I think.
Go on.
I think we need to remember that our characters are human.
Mm-hmm.
And by having that in mind, we're not supposed to kill every single thing. We're not supposed to destroy what makes us angry. We're supposed to build ourselves past that, make ourselves stronger that way.
Yep, I agree with that.
Exactly.
And I also disagree with it, because there will be characters that come on here, and I hate saying it because it's a cliche, but Negan's not a good example, because not everyone really truly understood what Negan was doing. But let's just go with the thing that everyone thinks Negan's a bloke that goes around and just loves to kill people. He wasn't. There was a backstory to Negan that a lot of people didn't understand or didn't pick up on. But there will be characters that come on, and they will be like that. And that's okay.
Hey,
but those characters will probably have to work a lot harder than every other single person on this server. And I know that sounds a bit harsh, but the reason for it is, you've got to give people a fucking good reason for what you're doing. Not some bullshit. Or my mum beat me when I was a kid, so now I go around killing people. Yeah, great. Ta-da. And when you do get to a stage, if it's that type of person, give them awesome roleplay. Give them no reason, you know. And again, I'll say this: have it in the back of your head. If I'm kneeling, if that's me now kneeling down in front of me, would I be happy with what I'm doing? Because if you ain't happy, you can guarantee that person on the other side you ain't fucking happy, and you owe that person respect of that. And what I will say is, and this is the bit of unrealistic bit in there, always give someone the option to get out of it. Now, that's up to them then, to throw it back at you and give you the fucking most awesome RP in the world, where you turn around and think, fuck, I can't kill this person because fuck me. They've given me everything that stops me. That makes sense?
Yep.
You know, don't... I think it was Greeny that said this. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Greeny. Correct me if I say it the wrong way. Don't look for an excuse. No, you say it, Greeny, because I couldn't remember the way you said it. Something like, don't look for an excuse to kill someone. Oh, what was it? I can't remember what you said now, but it was a good sentence. And I did write it down, but my computer blue screen. I lost the fucking...
Maybe the reason not to kill instead of to kill, prove innocent or valuable or something instead of guilty.
Oh, I'm glad you just said that. Yeah, that. And the other thing is, if someone says to you, Sam has been talking to you, Sam fucking running around saying that you did this, you did that, and this does happen a lot. Everyone goes hunting Sam. Oh, you've been saying this. Have I? Who have I said that to? Oh, you said it to RK. Who the fuck's RK? Yeah, you said it to him in Starry. I've never been to fucking Starry. Instead of finding them guilty straight away, think, fuck, RK's lied to us. Has he lied to us? Is he lying to us? And make a story out of that. Don't straight away say, nah, you fucking did it. Yeah, you fucking told us you'd done it, and they told us you'd done it, and you blah, 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 you're guilty, blah, blah, blah. But, no, there's no but, blah, blah, blah. No, there is a but. No, there is no but. Bang, you're dead. Let's get out of that mentality as well. Do you need to kill that Sam straight away? No, of course you fucking don't. Sam said to you, I think you'll find Arcade's talking out of his fucking ass. Is he? Oh, okay. Well, sorry about that. But have it in the back of your mind. Sorry about that, but if you're fucking lying, then we'll be coming after you again. And you go speak to Arcade. What the fuck have you said about Sam? He wasn't even in the fucking country when that happened. Oh, wasn't he? Blah, blah, blah. And it's up to Arcade then to fucking get himself out of the shit. Let's not be so quick to believe everyone on the server. Because I can tell you now, I'm going to be making a character. It's going to cause a lot of... I'm going to be making characters over the next couple of months that are going to challenge people on what we're talking about tonight. My character probably... those characters, some may die a lot, and some may not. But everyone who comes across my characters will get feedback. And I ain't saying I'm the better person whatsoever, but everything we're talking about tonight will be in the character I'm making. Now, I know that's a bit OOC, but I'll make this promise. None of your characters will suffer to my character. But my character will do some of the stuff we're talking about tonight. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. No, it's not. There's going to be characters I'm making that are proper characters, but I will be making characters on a server that will challenge people on that. And you ain't going to get punished for it. You ain't going to get thought of or anything bad of it. It literally is to say, okay, this is why I did this, and this is what you did. Did you think about doing this? And it's all for improvement for everybody. I'm hoping to do like a little mini-series, filming it, etc. And that's not to make everyone feel bad, and it ain't going to go out for general public. It'll be for us in Prophecy. And maybe we'll have some meetings where we watch a few VODs back together. And everyone has some thoughts on saying, okay, yeah, that was fucking awesome roleplay, but did you think of that? Well, that was a bit poor. And it's not about judging people. It's not about making people feel like shit. It's about helping each other and getting better. What do you think of that idea? Be honest. If you think of shit, say, nah, shit. I won't take offense.
I don't like it.
Oh, you're talking about like watching, like game tape, kind of like football players might do.
Yeah, so if there's a particularly good session of role play, and I'm not talking we all sit there and watch 5 hours of fucking VODs, but like a 5-10 minute snippet of something that's truly awesome, or something that's truly shit. And instead of sitting here and getting pissy with each other, we'll discuss it between each other. And then everyone come up with ideas, and instead of, like Fleff said, me walking around with her on a single one-to-one basis, there's 20 people helping each other out and saying, okay, Sam, you did this, but did you think of that? Or I would have done it this way. And Sam may go out thinking, fuck me, I've just been given 5 different new ideas on how to have dealt with that situation. It's just a couple of ideas I got banging around in my head.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think everybody in here, we owe it to each other to help each other improve, because by doing so, it makes it better for everyone.
Mm-hmm. There'll be one day when you guys log on, and it'll be full of people. At the moment, the majority it is this, but the server, you will log on, and the server will be full of people that get it. And whether it be you're playing a bad character, whether you're playing a good character, a hero character, a weak character, a strong character, that everyone you come across will give you the respect you deserve and the opportunity you deserve to play your character. You won't be a pawn to someone else's for cheap, shitty roleplay. You know that if you die, you've died to a fucking good reason. You know that you survived. It's because you've done some fucking awesome roleplay. And that's it. And then we'll get away from the negativity of, oh, fucking Sam doesn't like RK, so Sam went after his character. Sam may not like RK, but then we watch the VOD and it's like, no, that's fucking good roleplay. That was good roleplay. I can't think of another way of saying it. Yeah, no, Daisy's Daisy, but Daisy is an awesome fucking game. Daisy. The film set, the canvas of Daisy is fucking awesome. I mean, I could run around on this game on my own, and I love it. I look at it and I look at the detail they put in it, and a lot of us miss this sometimes, and I know a lot of you don't because I watched you, and I've watched you in game as well. You know, I've crawled after deer to the point where the deer practically walk up to me, and you just look at them in the detail. I know it sounds stupid, but it is and it gets you immersed in the game. And a lot of people don't do that. They fucking come on, they get geared up, they run around in stuff that doesn't make sense, and it's my story and no one else's. Fuck you. And I can tell you now, those people won't be part of Prophecy for long. You know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, well, not all of you, quite a few of you know what my big idea is, and if I had the money, if I won the lottery tonight, if I won 83 million, I can tell you now, tomorrow, I would start developing a game which would be completely roleplay based. That's my dream. At the end of Prophecy, I would love to have our own game that we've developed between each other, and it's all completely roleplay based. And a Prophecy house as well. Prophecy house that you can all come and fucking stay at when you've had a gut full of real life. That's my dream. But yeah, that's pipe dreams, that is. I'd love to do that. I'd love to develop our own game. So yeah, I've gone on a bit longer on that than I wanted to, but it's important. I think the biggest message out of it is let's respect each other's characters, let's respect each other's role play, let's develop each other's role play, let's not get pissy with each other over a game. And let's go for the... I'm not expecting everyone to come up with epic, fucking cinematic, blockbusting, Oscar-winning fucking roleplay. That's bollocks. But if everyone puts in 100% as best they can, no one can ask for more. I'd like everyone, this is the hard bit, to wipe their minds of everything they've done in the past. Any servers you've come off, any roleplay you've done in the past, etc. Wipe your minds of it. This is Prophecy, and it's going to be different. It's going to be better. It ain't about pink and fluffy roleplay. I want bad characters, but I want good bad characters. I want threats, but I want good threats. I want good heroes. I want good bog standard normal people. You know, every application I get, there's always some military hint to it, or there's fewer. That's the majority. There's few with, I'm just a plumber. Great, but a plumber can develop into something fucking awesome. I want people to get out of their heads, organize roleplay. Right, we're this. This is what we are, and this is where we're going, and this is how we're going to end up. No, bollocks. This is what we were. This is what we based our idea on, and then as soon as you step on a server, everything you plan for it stops. It becomes organic. And who you bump into, mold your character, help develop your story, points you in. Don't be scared to, if you're part of a group, and this, I'd love to see this, and I've not seen it yet, is you're part of a group, and you get involved against another group, and someone in that other group affects you, to the point of, I don't want to be in this group anymore. This is shit. What the fuck are we doing? And this is good or bad. Don't be so tight-knit. And you will be tight-knit, some of you, but always have that option. Don't be scared to let other people's roleplay influence your character. Don't be so mindset, this is my character, this is right, because you'll always be disappointed. You will always be disappointed. Don't be scared to get turned. Don't be scared to get turned against your group. Not to the point of where you're going to do something nasty to your group. You may just leave your group. It may be that Greenie and Mitch are in two separate groups and they fucking hate each other. The Greenie and Mitch bump into each other one night in the woods and they talk. And all of a sudden it's like, you ain't so fucking bad, and you ain't so fucking bad, and what the fuck are we doing? Why is this developed as the story is developed? Why are we bumping heads with each other? Do you want to do this anymore? No, I don't. Do you? No. Should we go somewhere else? Yeah. And they leave. And there's another story. And that's awesome. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. You don't want to bump into me in the woods.
Well, you don't bump into Mitch because he don't fucking play. You never bump into Mitch. So yeah, and the long and short of it is, for you guys personally, I just want you guys to have the best opportunity to get the best role play, and it is all about logging off with a smile, deep sigh of relief, or feeling a fuck me, that was awesome. and I can't wait to get fucking back on again. What's going to happen tomorrow? You know, that type of stuff. So, with that said, here comes the pissy bit. Organise groups. From now on, if you're going to organise a group, or you want to play with, I don't know the limit yet, but probably 3 or above, you'll need to bring the story to me and the admins, and we'll discuss it. Because as of today, I'm going to let stories play out now that are on the server. But as of today, any characters that don't organically, and I mean organically, and I want to see it, suddenly just run up to someone and say, "I'm Bob, I'm Bill. Hi Bob, hi Bill. What's your story? We got one. Let's be best friends and make a group." Okay, I trust you 100%. Yay! Bollocks. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. And that's not a case of you've got to come up with some fucking rocket science idea. Certainly not. If you come to us and it's a good idea, and it'll work, and it's a good story, no issues with it. And if everyone in that group has got a story, their own story, I would love a group of people to come to me, and even if they come up to me separately and say, okay, my character's this, this is what our group's about, okay? And someone else comes in afterwards and says, part of this group, but this is my story, and it's completely against what the group is. I'd love that. That'd be awesome. But I will tell you now, anyone that makes a group, and I don't care who it is, anyone who makes a group, every single person in that character, in that group, has to have a story. And if that group dies, as in the leader goes, or someone who's important in that group drops out, you all have to finish those characters off. Because that's what would happen in real life. And that's the threat. So if you make a group and you're thinking, okay, well, Sam's dead, what happens now? Well, that's for you to develop it. Not be scared to develop it. And if the group splits and people go their own way, well, the group splits and people go their own way. Or if the changes, you know, etc., 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 stuff we talked about earlier. Because things are looking up. What I don't want to happen now is people scared to come on the server. I've had people come in to speak to me about joining the server. And this is no reflection on people on this server. They've come from other server where there's groups. And they're scared of having that same role play. And I don't blame them. They see groups as a threat because they've either power gained or the group don't give them any opportunities. And I'm not talking about this server now, I'm talking they've come from other servers. And they can't feel they can roleplay their character. And I want people to have that opportunity, including people on this server as well. And people with groups should be mindful of that. Because at the end of the day, in inverted commas, you could call it power gaming. Some poor fuckers, and I will always play a single character, should be allowed to play that single character, should have the opportunity to play that single character. And when they're rocked on up by 5 people, do they need to be rocked on up by 5 people with guns out? Do they fuck? I had a character who's still going and be coming back soon, who didn't have a weapon. Won't have a weapon. Now, would 5 people rock up on that person with guns out and surround them? No. You wouldn't do that. One of you would keep your gun out just in case, and the others, you just have a normal conversation. And if you've got bad intentions towards that person, don't immediately put them on guard. You know, think about what you're doing. Be clever about it. Plan, not plan outside a game, in-game plan. Think about what you're doing. Is it realistic? Why is this person being all fucking edgy with me? Well, because you fucking stood in front of him with 4 people with your guns out. In real life, anyone would be edgy. You know, we've all been in a situation where you walk down a dark alley and you've got a couple of people walking towards you. You've got that uncomfortable feeling straight away. And they could be the 2 nicest people on the fucking planet. You know, little things like that. Little touches like that go a long way. You know, the same as where you dress. Do you have to run around with guns out all the time? No, you don't. Do you have to run around in military gear? And that's going to be coming soon if people don't start sticking true to their characters, I can tell you now. Because I'm seeing kids running around with Alice backpacks on their back. No, because a kid would. Yeah, precisely. You know, and this is where it starts getting more in depth. And I'm not going to teach you guys to suck eggs, etc. I just want you to think about these things. And I may put a section up on Discord for just like one-liners off people, as ideas. You know, if you're running around with a nice backpack on your back and you're carrying weaponry, etc., and your backpack's full of shit, you're gonna be running around the map all day, every day without a stop. No, you're not. You're gonna sit down and rest. And if you're in a group, that would make sense. There's roleplay there. If you're in a group and you're in a camp, send some fucker out to go hunting. They come back and tell you a story about their hunting. There's your campsite, peaceful fucking roleplay. Roleplay the cooking. Roleplay the eating. Roleplay the drinking. Roleplay everything. Not everything has to be the story or the end fucking scenario. Roleplay everything. And a lot of you do this. The majority of you do this. But roleplay fucking everything. That's what you're here for. You're here for roleplay. And that's when it becomes deep, immersive roleplay. Because the boring, shitty roleplay that people think is boring and shitty, like, oh, I'm stuck in camp, ain't boring and shitty. Because if your characters have all got true character backstories, there's roleplay there between you two people. And that should be happening in the groups as well. You people should be walking off together and having deep meaningfuls, or not deep meaningfuls, having pissy, fucking joking, laughing roleplay. But every single person has a story. And it's a story that needs to be shared with other people. Either in groups, out of groups, it's a single person, it's not a single person. And everyone should have that opportunity to do that. Does that make sense? Yep. Please say if it doesn't, guys, because I seem to be doing a lot of fucking blathering as I normally do. If you've got guys something to say, listen, say it. I'll tell you now, I will not take anything any of you say personally at all. Because this is about helping each other and making this server better for everybody. Not all my ideas. I'm chucking my ideas at you guys. I know that some of you like them. I know that some of you won't. And if you don't, fucking say it. And if you've got a better idea, fucking say it. Because I've always said to you, this is your server as it is just as much as it is mine. And I ain't got all the ideas. I need your help as well as you need mine. I will keep the server as clean as I can. I will keep the server running. I'll keep the server running. I'm not going to say anything more than that. There will be times when we bang heads. There'll be rules you don't like, etc. But it's all for the good of the server. But if you guys got ideas, then fucking pipe up and say them. You know me, guys. If I don't like it, I'll tell you. If it doesn't fit Prophecy, I'll tell you. But if it does, and the community likes it, then we'll chuck it in. I want you to all feel like this is yours as well. I really do. We had that at the beginning. We had it up until about six months ago. It's lost a little bit. I want you guys to feel like this is yours. And I know there's some of you in here that feel like that because you've been here through all the shit. So say it. Right, who was... Someone had a question, you said, Doug, didn't you?
Rogue and Nico.
Okay, Rogue.
First.
With the group thing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not using the current groups as they are, but what if any other members are being brought in? Do you want that? Like, obviously it will be done organically, but do you want us to keep stuff like that just in case? Or...
Right. What I'm going to say is, for stuff like that, put yourself on the opposite side. Right? I want to get out... There's some of you in here that have come from servers where it was very group-orientated roleplay. I can tell you now, and I've already done it with one person, challenge you to play a single character. But what I say, for your question, put yourself on the other foot. Do you want to see just loads of groups running around on a server where other people who want to come and play singles, two characters together, etc., are going to feel threatened? Because I was going to say this later. I want you guys to think of the economy of the server as well. That's not what you're here for. But if you want the server to start growing and you want more good people coming back, we have to start thinking about this stuff. And if we suddenly have sort of groups that's in inverted commas arranged, because of the shit that's happened in the past and because of shit that's happened to people on other servers, it has a negative impact. I don't want people just coming into the group and all of a sudden they've known the group for years and years and years. If, for sake of argument, you made a group and you got Sal, Shepard, Sven, and Tennessee in that group, and and I say to you, oh, can I be part of your group? Out of game. You say, yeah, but you need to role play into the group. And what I don't want to see is Billy running up the fucking beach. Bobby's running down the fucking beach. Billy says, oh yeah. And he says, oh yeah. And the next second he's running around with everything that the group's got to offer and he's trusted by everyone in that group. Bullshit. Yeah, I want to see people role playing their way, and I want to see proper role play back from the group, challenging everything that guy does. Because you have no idea who that fucking bloke is. And this bullshit, oh, it's my long lost brother, or it's my cousin twice removed from Auntie fucking Ethel. Bullshit. If people want to join groups, they've come in as strangers. And if your group's a tight group that's been running for a couple of weeks, you ain't going to trust that fucking stranger, because how do you know that's not been sent by another group? Yeah. People should be challenging those people, and people should be working hard into it. I don't want to see this anymore of just groups suddenly appearing, because it's not fair. Yeah. It's not fair to other people that have worked hard at stories, and all of a sudden then there's this group that suddenly appears on a server, and then all of a sudden is going against it. Whether it be a good group, whether it be a bad group going against a good group or a bad group. Because it's not fair to the other guys. And this is where it gets down to respect of other people. They've worked hard at their story. Is it fair that you, I'm not saying you personally, Rogue, but a group of people come on a server to take them out? Is that fair? No. And, you know, also be mindful in groups, good or bad. The server at the moment hasn't got the numbers to challenge you. Yeah. Or it might not make sense for it's, you know, I've had the conversation with people recently and in the past where, well, it's down to the server to take us out. Yeah, you're right, it is. But it also doesn't make sense for those groups to get together. Does it make sense for Arcade, Dark, Greenie and Mitch to gang up on Sam, Sandwich, Sticky and Bone? No. Because Arcade, Dark, Greenie and Mitch fucking hate what Sam, Sandwich, Sticky do. But there's this other bad group they need to take out. Yeah, so? I'm fucking risking my people for you, mate. Sort it out yourself. Yeah, so so it's just have that bit of mentality. But when the numbers, you know, if we got a 60 slot server and we were full, then it's different. Because it would make sense for a group of people to get together and go against people. You know, and I want to see people suffering when they kill people, because what I have seen a lot of is people play awesome characters that have never killed someone. And all of a sudden there's an opportunity to kill someone. And all of a sudden they're a stone cold killer. And no reaction afterwards. Or no reaction building up to it. Now, just for sake of argument, I'll use DT's character because she's quite an in-depth character. Would it make sense for DT's character to suddenly kill someone and not suffer? I know for a fact DT would build up to that. You would hear her in her stream, fucking, and I see her because she streams and we can see her, but you would see her building up to it, see her suffering mentally. And she would suffer mentally afterwards. There's a couple of people that do that on you, but there's a lot of people that don't. And that's the PvP mentality. That's the not sticking true to your character. There's some hard people on the server, but are they? Do they suffer? They may do. And you may come in a TeamSpeak after and says, oh, my character's suffering. Are they? Then show it. Roleplay it. Let your group see you're suffering. I don't mean you're sitting in the corner blubbing your eyes out. It's gradual. What the fuck's going on with him? Why is he stood in the corner on his own for? He's quiet today. What's he fucking sobbing over there for? You know, and then there's that personal immersion role play then, and it may be that some of the group don't like it. But there's got to be organic. It may be, he's our fucking leader. What the fuck's he doing? And then maybe someone else saying, fuck, he's suffering. And this is what I mean, where it all becomes immersive. Because I've been part of that, guys. And this is why I get passionate about it. And this is why I go on and on and on. Tell me to shut the fuck up if I'm doing your head in. Seriously, because I'll go on all night. I've been there. And I've had that role play. And it's fucking awesome. It really is. I've sat on a server for 24 hours. 2.5 days is the longest I've been on a server role playing, literally, with meal breaks. But I didn't get off because the role play was that fucking awesome. And I know it's there. And I can see it happening a little bit now. I was just going to say that. You know, there was a bit of role play last night with Lindbergh's group and DT's group, etc. It was awesome. You know, there was a group that was that a lot of people would have looked at as being a tight group, and they've, but you could see it was fragmenting yesterday. Now, I'm not going to say anything here because it might get taken in game out of character, but there's reasons why it's happening. And you could see that. You could see the DT's got her version of why it's happening, but you can also see that Sven's got his reason why it's happening. And people, and because they haven't really talked about it in character now, things are happening, things are developing, and the story's changing. It's going off in another direction, and that's great. That's awesome. That's the best fucking roleplay there is. Someone says one wrong thing, and the whole story changes. That's great. I fucking love watching that. Don't stick to a routine. Don't stick to a pre-planned idea, because it'll never work. It'll never work for you, and it'll never work for everyone else. Because you're restricting your roleplay, and you're missing out on so much more. And that's fine, Preacher. That's fine. You know, just don't be scared to fucking try something different. Put yourself in a position where you feel uncomfortable. Roleplay something that's uncomfortable. Because if you do it and you succeed at it, feeling afterwards is fucking great. Especially if the person comes to you and says, "Oh, mate, seriously, that was fucking awesome." You know, I'm not ashamed to sit here, and I've cried in fucking role. I tell you, I fucking hate role playing with Panda, Joby, and Gashed. They haven't been around a huge amount. I know Joby was on last night. If you want emotional role play, those three fuckers will get you every fucking time. It's fucking horrible. They are so good at emotional role play, and it don't matter how hard you are in real life, you will have a lump in your throat. So, you know, that's what I'm looking for, guys. That's where I'm going to be heading. I'm hoping you all come with us. I'm hoping you all give it a try. And if you're struggling, come and ask. I'm going to bring it back up the helping out on the server, and it doesn't need to be admins that help you out. It can be between yourselves. The event server will be open for you guys to go on and say, you know, I struggle with this. I struggle with torture roleplay. Anyone fancy coming on the event server with me and going through a scenario? So you don't lose your character on the main server, and you've got some idea on what's expected, what's not expected. That option's there as well. So yeah, got off from that bit. That was about that. Oh yeah, sorry, Nico. Yeah, go on.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
May I speak to you afterwards, alone for a little bit? It's nothing big. If you don't have time, it's fine. It's nothing relevant to what we're talking about today.
If it finishes sooner rather than later, yes. I got to be up for 5 in the morning, but yeah, no worries.
All right. Well, I'll continue to what I wanted to say then. And
go on in.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that with the groups. You know, a leader dies and other people get miffed and don't know what to do. I know from previous things, not here, but on other places where people that lose their leader, they sort of get the characters get dangerous. I mean, they know that they want to go out, they want to kill off the characters. By doing that, it's trying to force a gunfight on people and so on. It happens quite a lot on the server I was on before.
It won't happen on this one.
With this, yeah.
It won't happen on this one, mate. I can tell you that now. If we got someone, if we got a group on a server and someone gets killed for good reasons, for good roleplay, and unfortunately we have still got a couple of people in here that's in this community that are in this mindset. That's it, I'm gonna get fucking revenge and blah blah blah. You better have a fucking good reason for doing it. And a good reason is my leader's just been killed. Okay, that's great. There's 5 people in that group. You're on your own. Now, if you make a good story out of it and you hunt these people down and you do a fucking good job on it, I ain't got an issue with that. If there's a case you rock up into a town and you kill my fucking leader, blam 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 blam, you're done. You'll be done.
Montoya, I don't want to ever hear someone go, "Oh, you killed my leader, prepare to die."
Yeah.
Nobody.
Well, there ain't that many people here. There's 1 or 2 people here that would do that. You know, it goes back to, like Wilson brought up, you're surviving. Now, you may have to bite the bullet and say, fuck, as a character now, fuck, my leader's dead, my group's fucking fragmented, I'm not as strong as I was, and it may be a case you need to, again, don't be scared to fuck off and develop your character somewhere else. It may be a case your character goes into disguise, and that story's done. For your character, okay, well I was part of this group, fuck, I'm glad I survived, fuck, I survived. Get away and fucking, and there's another whole story. The world's your oyster. Because I will be enforcing and I know some people ain't going to like this, and I will make exceptions. This will all become clear when I do the rules, etc. Where you won't be allowed to roleplay with the same person straight away afterwards. Because we had got stuck into that group died, 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 and it's just crap. And if that's the type of roleplay you want, then Prophecy for you. So yeah, I get what you're saying, Nico, and I can guarantee you 100%, mate, that won't be happening on you. You may get killed, but you know you will die to some fucking good roleplay and a fucking good reason. And if that isn't there, then characters won't be permitted, and people doing it will be spoken to in a helpful development way, or in a ta-da, there's the doorway. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
Right, okay. Roleplay wise and seriously guys, I will not take offense. I really don't, because this is for all of us. And if you all want good roleplay on you, then you have to stick your 5 pence worth in, or your pennies worth in, whatever. If you don't want to say it now, or you want to go away and think about it, that's great. But I would love to see all of a sudden a flood of ideas coming in from you guys, whether you do it to me privately, whether you wait till the next community meeting, whether you stick it up in Discord. We'll make a room in Discord that is for, we'll call it roleplay improvement. And stick your ideas in it. And let's not take the piss. Let's not take the piss out of someone chucks an idea in. Let's be constructive with it. If it's a poor idea, let's not take the piss. Let's say, well, that wouldn't work because of that reason, blah, blah, blah. And let's start chucking ideas in it, because you've all got them. All of you have. You're all good role players. And we've all got the potential to make this server fucking awesome. Because one day, when I do win the lottery, we'll have our own game. And you'll be in it. And it'll all be built on your ideas. I'm not talking about modding now. I'm talking about roleplay, etc., etc. And then we'll have a website with a page on it that says, this is what we are. This is how we roleplay. This is what we expect. And that'll be from everybody, not just me blithering on for hours on end. So, if there's nothing else on, no one questions on roleplay? And this is just the start, guys. This is just the start. This is just to give you the heads up on where we're going. It ain't going to happen overnight. It ain't going to happen by next week. But in a month's time, things will start changing for the better. Right, so if no one's got questions, rules. I'm in the process of reviewing the rules. There's going to be a couple of new ones. I'm not going to go into it now. It's just to give you the heads up. I'm thinking, and this one I will talk about with you now, the PvE rules as dying into PvE. I'm not going to stop the dehydration, food, and illness, because no one should be dying to those unless it's cholera. And if you're unlucky enough to get that, well, you need to roleplay it, because it would happen realistically. I've noticed recently, and I don't know if it's just me, and say if it is, zombies seem to be glitchy again. I've been in a couple of times and there's a zombie halfway across a field and you're safe. The next second the fucker's right next to me. So I'm thinking, and we'll see what you guys say, of taking out deaths to zombies. I was thinking about the wolves, but I keep the wolves. Because you all know where they are. And if you go there unprepared, that's your fault. But if DayZ ever gets finished, or if DayZ gets modded, the survival aspect, as in PvE related deaths, will be a major thing. Because one of my biggest plans, and I don't know if we'll be able to do it, is you will have a 1,000,000 to 1 chance of being infected. It won't be a case of you're infected and you die the following day. Your character will change. Your movement of your character will change. If they're bringing in the injured animation, if you get twatted by a zombie, there's a chance you will turn into one, and your character will turn into a zombie, and it will develop over time. So you'll be as you are now, and then over a week you'll suddenly start changing, up to the point of if your crew don't kill you or someone doesn't kill you, you will be a zombie. And then by that stage we'll just call it at the end and you'll die. I don't know, Rogue, don't know, because if we find a vaccine, then it sort of kills the game, doesn't it? If there was a vaccine, then the zombie element disappears, doesn't it? So I don't know. It's just an idea for modding. So, but I know a lot of you weren't happy with the PV-related deaths, so what do you think?
I like the idea.
That sounds interesting.
Realistic.
So you all happy? We'll do a 1 for yes, 2 for no. So keeping in, well, no, we are keeping in dehydration, starvation, and cholera. Wolves, yes, we're keeping in. So the vote is zombie deaths out. Yes or no?
I think it's already been chosen.
Okay.
Nothing but one.
Right, zombie deaths will be out then for now.
I guess maybe it could be up to player choice afterwards. Like if it was like a meaningful type deal where they distracted the whole horde while the rest of their crew got away, and
I like that.
Tore up, you know.
I like that, Priest. You've been listening. I fucking like that. And what I will say is, if someone uses a cheap death for their character, then no. But if it's some heroic fucking run, save yourselves, I'll save the day, white knight hero bullshit death, then fucking awesome. And if you scream I'll save you when you do it, you'll get brownie points off me.
Sam.
Yes, mate.
I do need to have a 30-second word with you and the admins that you do have available that would be interested in doing so.
Okay.
Sal had something, a question, I think.
Go on, Sal.
Well, not a question. It's more of a, I don't know if this is a thing, like in the background, but once you've died to either a glitch or you have, gotten a chance to respawn, could there be like a 24-hour, 5-hour, an hour time span where you don't have the perma if you die? Like to wolves, to disease, to hunger and all that. Because, if you didn't die to the glitch, you wouldn't be in that situation. So there's no reason for you to technically die.
Yeah.
So get back to where you were, is what you're saying.
Yeah, until you get back to where you were, or at least until if your stuff despawns,
well,
you get back to a kind of, well, at least you get to a point where you can survive. Like an hour, it takes less than an hour even to get to the point where you can survive.
No, agree with you. What I will say is, and you're guilty of this, you bugger. I was going to pull you on this the other day. If you die to a glitch, you should be coming in and telling us. If we're close by, because all the admins have got secondary accounts where we pretty much got the map covered with admins parked up somewhere. Come and let us know, because we could save you all that hassle.
Oh, I did die and all that, but Potato was there, but
Mm-hmm.
she had to relog and lost all my shit because.
It's all Potato's fault.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, come in and tell us, because we could save you all that hassle. But yeah, no, agree with you. 24 hours? Do you need 24 hours? I don't think so, because if you're on your own.
5, 10, 1 hour, something like that.
I would say
half an hour.
2 hours or an hour, yeah.
Honestly,
Until you. Sorry, go on, please, go on.
Things that I've done in the past, if something like that happens to me on other servers, is if I know I can't make it to my body in time, I just disregard it entirely and come up with a story as to how I am now completely naked.
Oh yeah,
I tripped off the cliff and.
Yeah. Can we put time limit on? No, because some people might not be able to do that. So what we'll say is, when your character's geared to, close to what it was, and like you said, it's the point of where it can protect itself, then carry on from there. I think if you put time limit on it, then we're restricting people to, fuck, I've got to go on there and I've got to get this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. So I think up to a point where your character can defend itself, then, that's it. Your amnesty will be over.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, let's just write that down so I can have that. Time to here. Okay, so rules. Yeah, so there's going to be some minor changes in some, rewording of others. There's going to be a couple of additions. What I'll ask you guys is, we'll put this in a, I don't know what we'll call it yet. We'll have a room. We'll call it the. I don't know what we'll call it, but look for a new room on Discord. Yeah. I'll put a room up where we can put this in. If you guys are unhappy with certain rules, because we could go on forever, put it up in this room. I'll look at it. If it fits with what we're about and it fits with what we want and where we're going with the role play, I'll certainly look at it. We'll vote on it in the next admin meeting, next community meeting. I'm going to say the next community meeting is going to be in 2 weeks, because by then I should have everything written up. We'll discuss it and you guys get to vote on it then. And that will be our rule set. There'll be a rule set that you guys are involved in. There will be rules that I won't change, because that's what we are. That's what makes us different. But certainly if there's anything additional or something you'd like to see changed, then put your suggestions in there and we'll discuss them. And here's the big one. We have always said we are a heavy, or how to say, hardcore roleplay server. Getting there. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. For me, and it's a mistake on my part, why have we got PvP zones on our server?
Yes, remove them. Kill them all.
We're not a PvP server, and I think, and I know from applications I've had, we attract PvP players.
Vote?
Nope. I'm removing the PvP. I'm removing the PvP zones.
Don't do a vote. I like that idea.
I'm doing it because I want Prophecy to be a hardcore roleplay server. Let's be 100% honest. They don't get used as PvP zones. Are they a threat for people to go and get geared? Are they fuck? Everyone's still running around with all stuff from the military areas because there is no threat there.
Honestly, you can get most stuff that you can get from
Mhm. However, there will be some sort of quarantine thing coming in. So if there's an area where you're all congregating, and we get to the stage as we had before where there's 25, 30 people stood in one town, that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever that they all be stood next to each other. It may be the Red Order, I don't know, but there will be something coming in to say, and this is where I need your help, guys, and your what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for? Your help, I guess.
Input?
No.
No, not input. No. Fucking hell. No. Getting there. Fuck, what's the word I'm looking for? Your cooperation. No, cooperation. So if I say to you guys, just for sake of argument, Starry is now a quarantine area, treat it as a quarantine area, how we enforce that is going to be down to cooperation with you guys. But I will think more on that and come up with something a bit more definitive in the next admin meeting, whether it's the Red Order or whatever, I don't know. I just don't think it makes sense. If we're going to show ourselves as being a hardcore roleplay server, why have we got PvP zones? They're not really a threat. You know, everyone goes in there, and half the time there's no one in there. Modding, again, way down the line, is different. I'll just drop a fucking zombie crowd on you, or drop a gas cloud on you, or all of a sudden you've got 58 packs of wolves running around after you in Starry.
Nymeria.
But what you guys think on that? So one for yes, we will have a vote, but I really want to take the PvP areas out, so we'll put it to a vote because it is, like I say, I can't say it's your server and then say that. So 1 for yes, take it out. 2 for no, keep it in. Okay.
It'd be good to see how it goes.
Yeah, I'll try it. Like I said, anything we do from today onwards, and it's always been the case, we'll try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But what I will say is this. If I see everyone running around in full military gear with every gun under the sun bristling and backpacks full of fucking ammunition, the military ban will be coming. And it's close to coming now, guys, because there's a lot of you running around in gear that doesn't make sense to your characters. Get rid of it. Because the military ban will come in. I've seen characters on the server now that run around with stuff that just doesn't make any sense. And I know that sounds like it's me being pissy, but I'm doing it for a reason. It's to keep the roleplay realistic and to keep your characters realistic. And you should be dressing your characters realistically. There's some people on here that need to be geared, military. Chucking it back and saying, oh, we need to defend ourselves. Yeah, maybe. But there's other ways of defending yourself. Being clever, being the way you talk. And again, this goes back to people respecting other people's characters. But what I'll say is this. If I see a group, and I know someone's going to say, oh, I'm not doing it for this reason, and I'm not picking on you, because it's happened lots of times. If I see someone gearing people, and all of a sudden there's a character running around with a gun who's an expert with that gun, you'll get challenged. If you're helping people to become able to defend themselves, I want to see it in roleplay. And I don't want to see 5 seconds of, this is a gun, that's the trigger, you put that in there and you pull it. I want to see that person learn how to use that gun. And Greenie's a good example for this, because she's done it. She was given a gun. When it was too heavy for her and she roleplayed it, I can't carry this gun. And she was a shit shot. Not one person on this server who's been trained with a gun is a shit shot. And in real life, there'll be people out there who are shit, who are scared of guns, who don't know what they're doing, who just don't get it, who are just fucking awful at shooting. And your characters need to play that. And this is where it gets from real life into roleplay, and it's challenging. Because a lot of us are PvP players, a lot of us are good at PvP on DayZ, and it's hard. I know it's hard, because when I first started, exactly the same. But I have played characters who are shit shots, who can't shoot a gun, and it's fucking frustrating as fuck, because I'm sat here at the keyboard going, fuck, I know I could do this shot easy, but my character can't. So let's see that. Let's develop that. And there's roleplay. That's what roleplay is. So if you're gearing people, you better train them. Because I'll come and take your guns off you if you don't. But what I will say, guys, if you don't want a military ban coming in, start looking at your characters and start dropping stuff they don't need. Do you need to run around with 600 rounds in your bag? Do you, fuck? Don't need it.
Probably not. Well,
you don't need it.
Here's what I say. The only time that I would be okay if somebody had a backpack full of ammunition, if they were going to a place where they know people are trading stuff.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. But I'm talking about people that are running around on a server, 24/7 with 600 rounds in their backpack. You don't need it. If you're going to go somewhere you know there's trading, then go and collect the stuff. There's roleplay. What are we going to do today? Well, there's a town down there, it's trading. Let's fuck off and go get some gear. We'll go down there and do some trading. So you spend a couple of hours as a group role-playing, and whatever interactions you have in that role-play, like we spoke about earlier, there's that. And then you go to the town, then you trade, and that gear's done. That gear's gone.
Yep.
I say it with the tents, etc., etc. And I know I'm fucking banging my head against a brick wall when I say this every time, and I don't think some people get what I'm trying to say. I get you want tents. I get you got to store stuff. Get that 100%. But you also moan there's no one to roleplay with sometimes. And I mean that in a nice word, the word moan. Use the fact that you need to get food as a reason to go out and get food. Don't have a tent full of tins or a tent full of crops, etc., which you would do. But go out and find that food. And then you'll bump into other people. When you come across a herd of cows, do you have to kill every single fucking cow? Because realistically, all that meat would go off.
Right.
Kill one cow, and then use that as a reason to go out the next day. So, RK, Dark, Greenie, and Sam are in a group. RK's the hunter. RK, we need food for tomorrow. Okay, Dark, do you want to come with me? Yeah, okay, we'll go. And you may bump into someone else. And you're moving about, and you're splitting your group, and you're having roleplay together, etc., etc., etc.
Something that I like to do. I keep a couple cans on me, maybe like 1 or 2. Those are just in case. Otherwise, I just eat, you know,
What you come
whatever
across.
I kill or
Yeah.
fish that I catch.
So exactly the same as what I do with my character. My character's got a bag of rice on him, 2 water bottles, which are for emergencies if he gets stuck in the middle of somewhere. Other than that, it's always wells, drinks I find, or whatever food I come across. Or if I'm doing admin stuff and I'm sat in a bush, then most of you know that I'm sat watching their camps, etc. Will chuck me a couple of things in the tent, etc. But you know, it's just.
I bring a lot of food because that shows wealth.
Yeah, but again, it's as long as there's a reason behind it, because I'm still going to do it. There'll be unannounced wipes with an announcement, if that makes sense. You're not going to have a week's warning that there's going to be a wipe, because all that happens is you buggers go and get yourself the biggest backpack you can find, or 2, fill them up, wait for the wipe, and then go and chuck all that shit back in the tents. And you should be using that as a reason to go out and roleplay. Fuck, we need a lockpick. Okay, let's get out. Let's go and find a lockpick. Not go to a tent and all of a sudden there's 58 fucking lockpicks in your tent. And there's 2 reasons for that. One for the roleplay, but the main reason is it fucks the economy up on the server for the loot, makes it a bit laggy, etc., etc., etc. But anyway, that's a whole different type of conversation. And like I said, I bang my head against a brick wall with some of you, Sal. Well, unfortunately for you, you stream and you are the world's worst hoarder.
I've been better. Okay, I've become better.
Yeah.
Not as bad as I was before.
We only have 1 tent, okay?
You're getting there, but I bet it's jam full of shit.
Not yet.
Yeah. I tell you what I do like is the fact that I don't know who's doing it. Who's the fisher who did a load of fishing? That's something you don't see very often at the moment.
What's his face?
Anabolic
Yeah,
does a lot of fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anabolic did it to try to keep me fed.
But
You don't.
No one's been around at our camp.
You don't see that very often.
Hey, I fish.
It just takes forever to get one fish.
I did want to say one thing that
I stopped
we should
fishing
mention,
because
Sam,
somebody
Mhm.
stole my
was
fishing pole.
about since the PvP areas are removed, about people not making camps inside of them or restricting most of them.
No.
for spawn reasons.
Yeah. However, we are opening up new areas that will make sense for people to have camps. But what I don't want to see is just because it's Northwest Airfield and it is. This goes down, and this is the hard part. This is the bit that's going to take the time. Forget fucking DayZ and what DayZ is. Forget that it's the airfield is the military zone. Kamensk is a military zone. Tizzy is a military zone. And this is the hard bit. I'm not going to stop people making camps there, but just bear in mind you're having an effect on the loot economy of the server. Just bear in mind that if you make a camp there, you are going to have people coming to you. Bear in mind that if you're going to store a load of shit that you've collected, it's going to get stolen. Is that a baby? I can hear a baby. Is that Fluff's little baby? Yay. That's the best idea I've heard all night. But yeah, just bear, so don't come running to us. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to say next. All it'll happen is, if you go up there and hoard everything, there'll be more wipes, and more regular wipes. And there may be a case I'll do daily wipes. Until you learn your fucking lesson, stop it. There's no need for it. I hope this baby can't hear me swearing, by the way. Yeah, they're like sponges at that age. If he wakes up and says, I want fucking milk, don't blame me. But no, on a serious note, this is where your cooperation comes into it. This is where you guys want the server to improve, and etc., etc., etc. It's down to you. If the wipes become more often, you got no one to blame but yourself. Think about it. And seriously, you know what's going to happen. If you store every single gun you come across, 1, you're going to be having a conversation with me to say why. And 2, don't come crying to me if someone empties your tent. Because quantity.
I was gonna make a joke about hoarding hoarders.
Sam.
Yes, mate.
I beg of you. I know it's off topic, but I can write to you privately, and I'm getting tired of
If it's to do with what we're doing, we'll talk about it tomorrow, mate. Because I want to get this sorted. It's important we get this sorted tonight.
Don't worry.
In a sec.
If you like hoard all the ammunition and guns in the military areas, or hoard all the items that spawn in a town, and you have a camp inside town, and you do it on a daily basis, stuff will stop spawning in that general area.
Yeah, it's use common sense. We'll suck it and see what happens, but don't get pissy or upset if I come to you and say, take the tents down. I'll be doing it because the loot's suffering. And don't go hiding tents in fucking woods and filling them full of shit, because this is a roleplay server. You know, I pulled Sven on it the other day when he proudly posted his beautiful picture up in Discord with a truck full of guns. Why? It's not what you're here for. You know, it's got to make sense.
Great example is the day that I found 25 guns in Belota in houses because of the loot economy regarding people spawning.
Yeah, Belota's always been like that, mind. Belota's always been the houses.
Yeah, it's not the worst. It's just in regards to it.
They're all the shit guns, but no, Belota's always been like that. If you go to Belota, you will always. They're not hate them. Well, they're not shit guns. They're the ones that have, it's not the M4s and all the sexy big fucking guns that people like carrying. I'm also noticing, by the way, a couple of people double carrying. Pack it in unless you're carrying it for a reason, as in you're going to drop it off in a tent or you're taking it for someone else. Because I will pop out of a bush and take it off you. And I'll make the choice on which gun I'm taking off you. I'm gonna be more active on the server, guys, and obviously when we start getting the team back up, then there'll be the admin team will be more active. However, what I must say, after everything we've spoken about tonight, is we've had fucking little to do as an admin team, which is awesome. And that's awesome, guys. Yes, there's been a few whinges, and yes, I've had to deal with a couple of people for stuff. Hopefully they've learned their lesson and it won't happen again. But you know, we certainly haven't had the daily whingy, whiny stuff of shit, or the genuine stuff of. There's been no real complaints about the roleplay on the server being brought to us, which is awesome. So, you know, we got the right people here at the moment, and that's awesome. So please, you know, I was going to keep this to the very end, but everything I've said tonight is not a negative thing, guys. This is all positive, and it's all about building something fucking awesome. And you're all part of that. So that's the rules. So in 2 weeks, another admin community meeting, and we'll go through the changes, etc. So PvP areas, it'll take me a couple of days to get it off the website. So from tonight, we'll post it up on Discord, etc. PvP areas are gone. Let's give it a week for everyone to catch up. In fact, we'll give it a week of advertising. There's no PvP zones, because what I don't want guys doing is you poor beggars going up there, setting something up, and then someone comes on a server and been here for a while and thinks it's a PvP area, and you get wasted. So let's give it a week. Today's Friday. So we'll say next Friday, the PvP areas will be gone. So for now, they're still in. Okay? Because you know what'll happen, is you all guys know it's not there. You'll go up there, you'll start doing your gubbins up there, and some fucker will come in and waste you all. And they can't be blamed for that because they weren't aware of it. DT, go on.
I was just gonna ask you in regards to the webpage.
Yes.
Like if it's still being worked on, or if stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's coming. Coming is coming. Right. Events are going to make a return. Completely my fault we haven't had them. Mainly because of all the shit we were going through. To be honest, I can guarantee you if I'd set an event up on, or we'd run an event 2 months ago, it wouldn't have happened. We'd have been DDoSed, and a lot of hard work went in by the admins. We had some shit by certain people that went on there and fucked up all the stuff the admins had collected. It was a pretty shitty time. I wasn't really in the mood for it. My thoughts, my imagination wasn't into it, whereas before I'd spend time on putting events together for the law, it just wasn't there for me. However, I've got a massive buzz back for Prophecy, and I'm hoping you're all getting that from this meeting. Events will be coming back soon. They're going to be law related. They're not going to be the event I was going to do was going to be a battle royale, and it was going to be 2-man squads. There was going to be gear drops, blah blah blah, you name it. It was all going to be in there. And then I thought, why am I doing a PvP event? I don't want PvP players here. What are we going to attract if I put a PvP event up? PvP players. I'm back to square one. So the law took a stop. The law will be coming back, and there will be events law related. I'm hoping to get the first one. I've got stuff in the background that I'm not going to tell you guys about tonight. That I hope in 4 weeks' time there'll be a day where we restart Prophecy, and it'll be a stream. All the new stuff will be coming in, the new ideas, the new rules, all of them happening at the same time. And answer your question, DT, I'm hoping that's going to be at the same time as well. It's being worked on. It's being worked on very hard, and I've got no doubt that it should be ready. Good lad, Wilson. And with that, I'm just saying good lad. I just read your message. So yes, law related, same thing as before. The event will be, obviously, you guys will take part in it, and how you end that event and how you act in that event will affect the story. Same as before. Also, as an added bonus, there's going to be mini events on the main server, which will be law related. In Discord and on Twitter, I will post that on Friday at 12 o'clock till 8 o'clock, there's going to be a character that relates to law on the server. I may give you the area, I may not. And you can take part, or you don't have to take part. It's completely up to you. But you find that character, and you roleplay with that character, and you get the right roleplay, it will benefit you in the next event. And you will learn more about the lore of the server, etc.
The story is tailored by the choices you make.
Sorry. And it may be that if you don't roleplay right with the character, you learn fuck all. But if you roleplay right with the character, you may get a big hint for the next event. And that's entirely up to you guys if you want to take part in that. That'll be choice for you. All you'll get from me is this character will be out there. Go find them. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I'm not going to tell you what the character is, what they've got, who they are. Are they good? Are they bad? Nothing like that. You'll just know there's a character that's law related on the server. What do you think of that idea? Because the admins liked it.
I like it.
Fucking hell,
They also have the question of...
The enthusiasm was fucking outstanding then. Hang on, Dak, I can't contain myself because the enthusiasm, they flooded back at me then. But I just thought I'd add a little bit of something extra onto the server. You know, it's something for you guys. What I will say is that it's not going to affect... It will sort of affect your stories, but not to the point that it's going to make a big, huge influence to your stories. You know, those characters aren't going to come and hunt you down, and it's for you to find those characters and for you to get the clues out of them. And it will make sense for them to appear, and it will make sense for them to disappear. And it may be that they're on the server for a while, and it may be that they're on the server very short.
And it'd be metagaming, but I would love to just make people think I'm one of those characters.
No, it would no. I don't like what you said then, but I like the fact that you could. I'll think about it.
It's a good idea.
Because you could. I'll think about it. Because what I don't want it to do.
I guess I'd have to meet one of them.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you met one, then it would make sense for you to do it. However, because one thing we need to get back on track with for everybody, there's quite a few people doing this, and there's no major issue with it, especially with applications, and I'm refusing these because I haven't read the law properly. They're not following the law of the server. For me, it shouldn't make a huge amount of what the story should have some bearing on the law. Good question by someone the other day was about CDF. I want to get away from the bog standard Arma 2 DayZ story. Thank you. This is not about DayZ, and I'll make that clear. When we have the mini relaunch, I'll make that very clear. In fact, let me write that down before I forget it. I want to get away from, that story. That's not what we're about. We're different. We've had an apocalypse. You all know how that apocalypse started. And that's our story. We're not Arma 2, we're not DayZ. We're a blank canvas, we're a film set, and this is part of your story. You've got some understanding, and obviously, as the year goes on and the lore starts happening more and more and more, then your characters can either develop with that lore and bring it into your stories or not. It doesn't matter. Because someone put a good question up saying, well, you've got to explain why there's all tanks and stuff around. Well, yeah, we can explain that quite easily. It's got fuck all to do with the CDF. It's got fuck all to do with the Russians. It's got fuck all to do with... No, I just want to say that. It's got fuck all to do with civil dispute or anarchy in the country before all this happened. It's what's left over when they tried to fight the zombie hordes. And that's it. Simple as that. I know some people wanted about the Red Star and... Oh, God, I wish Vinny was here now because I can't remember what the group was called. The ones who wear the green berets. I can't remember what they're called.
Defense Force?
Yeah, and there's like the Red Star, they were battling before all this happened. And then obviously people were using that to make characters and obviously to make military style characters. We won't have any of that. Let's have our own story. Let's have our own background, our own history, our own lore.
Something that I can suggest to people who want to play something Red Star-esque is just have them be nationalistic communists.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be the Red Star. They're just people with their own ideas, and this is how my country should have been ran.
Yeah. Use your imagination. Let's have something original, something different. And we're restricted, obviously, because of what it is, but let's unrestrict ourselves with the DayZ side of stuff. Let's unrestrict ourselves with it's always got to be military, or it's always got to be... Fuck me, I was in the US and I was a Navy SEAL and I was in a helicopter and the helicopter crashed into the side of a hotel and I woke up in a town and then I went up the airfield and I got myself some gear and now I'm a soldier and blah blah blah.
You crashed in a city.
Yeah. No, well, people do the bog standard thing, don't they, where the plane's in the side of the hotel in Cherno.
I mean, it's clear. The thing about the plane is that it's clear that it happened before the apocalypse was fully going on, because there's vehicles there cleaning stuff up.
Mm-hmm. And just ideas again, like checking out when you wander the map, look at what's around you, and use that. Like was that Priest who said that then?
Yes. Hello.
Yeah. He's picked up on that. There's vehicles. Has anyone thought about that? I didn't. And it's stuff like that. When you pick up on little things like that, there's loads of stuff out there that you can pick up on. And
I'm sorry, I like what a lot of the world creators have done,
Mhm.
because there's this one spot on the coast, and it's a bus. It's near Scaliste Island. It's a
with all
bus
the
stop.
bodies on.
Yes, what I think happened, maybe like military personnel ran the bus off the road, and as people tried to escape, they just gunned them all down and let their bodies rot there.
Or it could have been a bus full of infected.
Exactly.
They done exactly the same too. Or it could have, like I said, I like it. There's the outside thinking. Think outside the box. Don't be scared to go elsewhere don't be stuck in a rut with what we know, where we've been, what we've already done. Have new ideas. And the more out the box, the better. Because you'll challenge everyone else that comes across you. And this is your story time, guys. I hate saying this because it's a cliche, but The Walking Dead. Awesome series. Everyone loves watching it. They can't wait for the next one. Are they all running around in full military gear and being army soldiers? And I used to be special forces this and special forces that and blah blah. But no, they're just normal bog standard people that are surviving, and that's exactly what we should be doing.
Negan was a football coach, teacher.
Because apparently, fucking in our world of DayZ, and certainly since I've been running this, and we've had over 20,000 applications, this must be the dumping ground for every single fucking military person in the world when this fucking kicked off. You still need the military card, of course you do. You do. Of course you do. But, you know, we've never had a group, and I don't think I've ever been on a server where if you're going to be military characters and you're special forces, and there's one in here, have always got mutual respect for other special forces. So why aren't they all grouping together? Why does it have to be the Russians? Because that wouldn't happen. They're special forces, and they would group together to live together because they know that those people would help each other. Yeah, Russian and Americans wouldn't like each other because that's what happened at the beginning. Russia, in our law, Russia refused UN's help. And when it broke the borders, the UN decided to take action, which is why there's crashed helicopters, which is why NATO came in, which is why there's NATO gear in the game, which is why there's Russian gear in the game. And they lost. Everyone lost. No one won. And we're all here to survive.
Yep.
And would we all be here to kill each other? Majority, no. The majority are doing their utmost to survive with their little inter-battles and stories, etc., etc. And there'll be the occasional few nutcases that will come in and try and fuck all that up. Okay.
That's a good thing, right?
As in?
Well, whenever you said fuck everything up, did you mean like they're fucking up the server, or they just, that's just what they did in the story, was that they just...
No, yeah, I was talking about the roleplay. I'm talking about roleplay.
Yeah, the utopia, and they pooped on it.
Because you will get, but you won't get, it won't be a majority. It would be a minority. Because that's in real life, you know. Look in the real world now. Do we have... look at your local town. Do you have fucking the majority of the town running around murdering people? No. You have one or two fucking bad eggs in the pot. You know, the shitty things that happen in America with like the school shootings. It's a minority, and that's what we should have here. And it may be that people come on and are awesome, goody, pink and fluffy characters, but their minds get totally fucked by what's happening. But let's see that build up. Let's see that character change. You know, that roleplay would be awesome to see someone go from the most loved person on the server in the country to fuck me. Get away from him. Because they've changed completely, but you know why they've changed. You see why they changed. You know, if you're watching them like you do when you watch a television series. You see that person change, you see that character change, you see them become something. And it's interesting to watch. It's interesting, you know, and you've got the other side of it, the better side of it. You are that person changing. Are you good, bad, whatever. You know.
I dig it, man. I got this lady friend of mine, she saw somebody get held at gunpoint and their vehicle stolen, and it's like, why didn't you call 911? I freaked out because I saw a gun.
And that should be the case. You know, that should be happening now.
Yeah.
But we don't, you know, and again, it's no one's fault. It's DayZ, it's the game, it's the way it's always been played. Let's change it. Let's show everyone else out there that plays DayZ, that roles plays DayZ, that role plays a game similar to DayZ, what it can be. You know, it's a film set. It's a blank canvas. And it's for you to come on and tell a story. That's what I'd love to see. Complete change of... Which is going to be hard, and it ain't going to happen overnight. Not in a million years. For all of us. Because we all are stuck in that mentality of DayZ is what DayZ is. Which is why I'd love to make a game. Completely brand spanking new game that is not the bog standard mentality of... You know, a lot of roleplay you see is... it's pretty generic. Make a character, I'm a good character. Make a bad character, let's murder everyone. Make a story. You know, I got, you know, Jam Jar on the Red Zone used to do great stories. Yeah, it was scripted and whatever, but it was good to watch. You know, there's loads of good role players out there, and you guys. I've watched you guys, and I don't always log in to Twitch when I watch for obvious reasons. I come on the named accounts and I watch, and it's great. And last night I didn't get to sleep because I was watching DT's channel, and I really needed to go to bed, but I was sat watching her, and all you guys that were on her stream, and it was great. And I can't wait to see what happens. That's what it should be.
I have a concern about that because we were there, and then all of a sudden, you know, more than half the server just magically appeared in a field.
I can tell you now, and some of you have suffered for it recently. I am going to be getting back on top of. At the moment, it's going to be difficult, and it ain't going to happen overnight. And bear with us on this. If you think you're being stream sniped, come and tell us. If you think someone's metagaming, come and tell us. 70% of the time, you're not being metagamed. Don't get pissy about it. Don't get angry about it. Don't get fucking writing in Discord, because that's where it all went wrong before. Let's sort it out like adults. And if someone's doing it, I'll ban them. It's shit. And if you guys want proper roleplay on you, for those of you who are guilty of it, of which there are some in here, and some of you have been guilty, and probably some of you are doing, I don't know about it. Just think of this. If you want good roleplay, you want realistic roleplay, you want organic roleplay, and you want to be part of something fucking awesome, which is what this is going to be, you're hurting it. And you will get banned, and then you won't be part of it. And you'll see it on people's streams, and you'll see where we've gone, because we will get there. It's going to take time, but we will get there. And you won't be part of it. Just for the sake of some cheap, because that's what it is. It's cheap. It's a cheap, shitty way of fucking up or not fucking up someone else's story. If you just want to be part of that story and you turn up because you want to be there, it's just the same as someone turning up and saying, okay guys, let's get here because they're there, we'll go and kill them all. Just the same level. Exactly the same level. You know, it's a personal thing. If you don't feel guilty by it, then you ain't prophecy material. If you've done it and you feel guilty by it, then you are prophecy material, and stop it. Because I'm going to be coming down hard on stream sniping, metagaming, all the shit stuff. My days of giving people several chances are done. You'll get a chance, maybe, depending on what the situation is. But if you're fucking up someone's story, and you're in this room now, and you've heard everything I've said about respecting other people's characters, you're done. And I don't think I could be any more honest, blunt, or upfront. And I think that's fair.
You said you're out of here.
So that's me. Oh, just a couple of other things. So that's where I want to see Prophecy, guys. My plan is in 4 weeks, hopefully. I'll say the end of February, but maybe sooner. I want a mini relaunch. Our numbers are beginning to grow. There's people waiting to see what's going to happen. It can only get better. It's nice to see no toxicity in the community. It's fucking lovely. I I hate Discord, but I like logging into Discord. I like seeing you all talking to each other, having a laugh with each other. I like seeing what's happening on the server. Our numbers ain't great. No, they're not. They're not brilliant. Well, 15, 20 if we're lucky. But that's brilliant. There's a 15, 20 of you role-playing properly. Going back to what Howard says, if I got suspicions about you turning up somewhere, I'll ask you. I won't get pissy with you. I'll ask you, how'd you end up here? And if you haven't got a good reason, and it's clear you got there by meta, you're done. Because it's not fair, and you're not respecting other people or yourself, because it's cheap, shitty roleplay. Right, there's just one or two couple of other things. Okay, an important one, and I think this is a really good point, was brought up by Communist. And I'm going to put it to vote, but it's probably something I'm going to do yay or nay, because I think it makes sense. At the moment, we got 4-hour server restarts. Now, for EU, from between 8 and 9, it's night, and a lot of people don't like playing at night, don't like logging in, or they come home from work. By the time they're ready to start playing, it's 8 o'clock, but the server's going to restart in an hour, so there's not much point getting on. Then it's 9 o'clock, and they haven't got the time to play as long as they want to. So I'm going to change the server times to 6-hour restarts. Has anyone got any major objections to that?
So then it's only going to be like, is it still four restarts a day then?
It'll be 6 hours, so
No.
yeah, it'll be four. Yeah, it'll be four restarts.
Oh, just for a longer daylight? That's
Yeah.
cool, man. I can dig it.
But the main reason for it is it'll give. I'm not sure how it affects the Americas because obviously time zones, etc. But definitely for EU, it's quite a big impact, and I think it'll have a big impact on players playing. Because let's be honest, by the time we're all back from work, we're ready to go, usually about 7, 8 o'clock ish, and a lot of people don't log on because it's night time or because the server's about to restart, and then by the time that happens, they've lost an hour, and they don't have.
Wait a minute, I want something from my jet lag.
I'm just scared that the server can't hold to it. You know, I don't know about your specs or anything like it, but I'm just having my doubts about that.
About what?
I like the idea of having 6 hours, but can the server hold to it?
As in?
Can it run it in 6 hours without none restarts at all?
Time will tell.
Yeah, of course it will.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's loads of servers. Loads of servers run 6-hour restarts.
Well, not all the servers can do it.
Yeah, no, there's options to run it 6 hours, so it ain't gonna be an issue. However, do we? Now, this is the problem. We either have 4 hours day, 2 hours night, which doesn't get rid of the problem, because if we change the times, it's still going to be nighttime at 7 o'clock for people to log in on. Or do we have 5-hour days and 1 hour night? I'm gonna go. In fact, I'll make a decision. I'm going to go 5 hours day, 1 hour night, and we'll see how it goes. And in 2 weeks' time, we'll have a vote on if you want to change it.
That sounds good.
Yeah?
I like it.
Okay. Sorted. Okay, let's just write that down to change that. Change times. I will do that.
The server restart, like, at the end of the night?
I will probably do it. At the moment, it's 9:15159. Is that right? Yeah. So it's restart at 9, restarts at 1, restarts at 5, restarts at 9 AM, 1 AM, 5 PM. Yeah. So I will probably do it. No nighttime ever. Shut up, Sab, you big pussy. Let me work it out. Let me work it out. When we put that room in for suggestions, etc., I'll post up in Discord. I won't do it straight away. We'll do it the same as the PvP zones. No, we won't. I won't do it tonight because I need to go to bed, but I will try and sort it tomorrow. I'll post up in Discord. Everyone's happy with the time of server restarts, etc. Then we'll implement it as of Monday. Because I'm off Monday as well. I can sort it out.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to work tomorrow. You need to end this fast.
No, it's fine. Mate, this is important. Seriously, this is important. And I had a couple hours sleep before I started this, so I'm good for now. And I ain't got much more to go through anyway. Right. One little pissy complainy one. Discord, can we just be mindful that of what we're posting? The memes room is fine. There's a warning in that room. But let's not put any sort of racist or stuff that might be offensive. There was something in there about Nazis the other day. I removed it. You know, just use your common sense, guys. The meme room's there. It's the meme room. If you enter that, enter your own risk. But for general stuff, let's just be mindful that we have got some youngsters here, and we have got people that don't want to see that shit for a whole host of different reasons, whether it be personal, whether they just don't agree with it. So let's keep the main stuff clean, the memes. It is what it is, but again, I don't want to see racist shit or anything like that in there. You've seen the rules, you know what we like and what we don't like. And let's keep all the media in the media channel, so we're not fluffing out the general chat with videos, etc. All videos can go to media channel. I think.
As I like to say, don't let your memes cause screams.
Oh, there is one little one, and this is one I hate. I'm still suffering a little bit financially, guys. I may need some help next month for the servers. Ain't gonna be a huge amount, but if anyone could spare some pennies, it would be greatly accepted. And I mean anything. If there's £1, it helps.
I got some shekels for you.
And I don't want shit tens at all.
I'll win the lottery for you. Sam.
Win the lottery, that'd be fucking awesome.
Don't
also,
worry, I'll win like 300 million.
and here's a hint. I'm going to give you a hint, a little hint of what hopefully is going to be ready for 4 weeks. What do you think this is?
It's a glass.
I'm so giddy about it.
An empty one.
Nope. That is a mug. It's the first ever printed prophecy mug.
Ooh. I was gonna say that was my hopes and dreams
I can't
shattering.
afford that.
I gotta get drunk out of it.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you drink from as long as it's a good drink.
But yeah, it's the first prophecy mug. Hopefully, and again, listen, I couldn't give a fuck about making money. I'm not interested in making money. It's never been. If I could afford it, I wouldn't even be asking you guys. I'm just a bit. I'm bones on my ass at the moment. It's never been about money, and I will never ask for it unless I really need it. If we do merchandise, all of that is going into the server, and obviously cover the costs of the merchandise itself. None of it goes in my pocket, and it all goes into prophecy. So rest assured, anything you do, as I say, as it always been, everything goes towards prophecy. Certainly none goes in my pocket, that's for sure. So yeah, if anyone could spare some pennies, it would be greatly received, please, guys. I'm covered for this month. It's just next month I'm going to be struggling with. And that's it, guys. So, been a lot to talk about, a lot to take in, but that's where I want to go, and that's where we are going. And I'd like to bring you all with me. Oh, so I was just going to say, yeah. Nico, go on.
Yeah. Oh, I pretty much forget what I was gonna say. But a good RP thing with the fishes. I used to put a blue barrel, put some rocks in the bottom, some plant material, and put fish in there like a fish tank. Good RP.
Did you move the fish around occasionally so a little of you swimming?
Yeah, like they're scattered around, and I give them names and shit. It's actually a character.
Put them alive for a little while. Although the water would get stagnant and they would die eventually.
Hey, you know, I was in for a question earlier. Darkmost must have lost that in the crumbs in his beard.
So right, I'm done. Again, just be mindful of people, guys. Just be respectful of people. If someone's got a camp and they got a tent there, yes, you're allowed to steal shit. Steal what's necessary. Don't fucking empty the tents and steal the tents. It's bollocks. Again, there's a character on here that has a barrel in an orchard. It's there for a reason. Don't just steal a barrel because you can't be asked to go and find one. Go and find one.
Easy to find.
Barrels.
As
I
in.
don't know how many times I opened up a little
like
shed in the woods.
Someone basically collecting barrels like a maniac. Because I know.
Well, no. Well, there's a limit on how many you can have. So if you see that, you come and tell us, and we'll sort it out.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll be good.
Oh my God, Darkmas, you didn't. Darkmas went there. I should ban him for that. Darkmas just put in the chat. There's barrels of fun. Find them, you cock. Well done, Dark. That's fucking.
Hashtag banned.
Bless him.
Cooper is a barrel.
I can see him now. I wish he was streaming because I can guarantee he sat there with a big smug grin on his face.
In his lederhosen.
In his lederhosen, in his klumpen. There's no maybe about it, Dark. I can see you sat there with that smug look on your face. Very good.
It's a tower of
With his
loneliness.
perfectly groomed beard.
He has Clumping and... He has Clumping and Bet the Slader's name. I'm not picking on Dark. I picked on him last night. So has anyone got anything they want to say? If you don't want to say it now, then message me. If you want to have a private chat, I'll be in TeamSpeak tomorrow for a couple of hours, so you can come and speak to me then. I'd love to do it tonight, but I need to go to bed. There are things happening, guys. There's stuff I haven't told you tonight that's going to be happening. Things are going to get better. Things are going to improve. It needs your help to do that. If you don't help, you're going to get removed. That's the shitty side. If you fancy being part of the interview team, there'll be an application out next week. Same for admins. Please don't get pissy or upset or take it personal if I don't accept you. I'm very picky. I'm very picky. It's very important. You're the face of prophecy, and all the other reasons. It's all going to be in the application anyway. Really think about it. It's not easy, as the guys will tell you. And same for the interview team, although it's slightly easier. I'm going to try and involve you guys more with the running of prophecy. I'm still working on ideas for that. But I want you guys to, because I know you feel part of it, but I want you to feel more of a part of it. I want you to feel like it's your baby, not just my baby. And I know some of you get that, and I know some of you don't, and that's fine. But I just want to end again, just to say thank you to you guys for sticking with it. I made a promise we're not going to go anywhere. I came close to breaking that promise a few times last year. Very close. In fact, it was very, very close on one occasion. But it means too much to me. And I know it means a lot to some of you in here. And I know it means a little bit to some of you in here. But it's important. And never lose the fact that all of you, in some way, have helped someone in this community in real life. Some of you have helped me personally, and that's what this has always been about, and what it'll always be about. I will remove the shit, guys. I'm not having a repeat of what happened last year. And just keep in the back of your mind, it's just a game. Just a game. Whatever shit happens on you, it's just a game, and we can fix it. So that's it. Love your faces. 2 weeks' time, we'll have another one with more updates, etc., etc. And I'll probably do a community meeting every 2 weeks now. And depending on how that goes, we may keep it at 2 weeks. But you'll get a lot more updates kept in a picture. That's it, guys.
Meow meow.
One quick thing, because it was mentioned on Discord.
Mhm.
Do we want to put straw polls up for the votes for the people that couldn't make it here? Because I know Bring mentioned that on Discord.
As regards PvP, server times, and
Yeah, it was PvP zones, server times, and one other, I think.
oh, the PvE.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty weighted on one side. On
Yeah.
votes, but
I don't think it's going to change, but yeah, no, that's just to make it fair. Yeah.
would want to say.
Yeah, no, stick 'em up. Yeah, stick 'em up. But I don't think it's going to make much difference, to be honest. And one thing we will speak about, we're not going to do it tonight because it's a lengthy conversation, is someone's brought up emotes again. You all know my thoughts on emotes. But if someone wants to vote on it, we'll vote on it again. Put it this way, I'll be extremely disappointed if it's voted in. Because I think it's shit. But that's my personal opinion.
Somebody holds you up, you just put in faint. That's one way of getting out of roleplay.
Yeah!
That's it, guys.
So
Well,
it's a good
okay.
thing.
Well, no, it's not hard to police. It's not hard to police. Because we see what people type in game.
I know, but it'd be hard to stop people from doing something stupid.
I just think it get abused, and I think it takes the immersion away.
Right.
And let's be honest, it can, but 90% of the stuff you type, you can say. You can say it.
You can even
Well,
say
there's
about
little
this?
things that you can't. That
Yeah, but
it's got to be
Oh,
used
like
properly
the fact that you
for
put
it to
in.
work.
and unfortunately, as you know, it would get abused. Until we get to that stage where we have a server full of like-minded people that really want what we're striving to get, that's different.
This is the closest I've ever got to tabletop play.
It's just because you want to put your hand on their lap.
I mean, really.
I just can't wait for the times where we're going to be able to pick up a pack of cigarettes and actually light them up, and the character.
Yeah, well.
Unhealthy.
We've had this conversation with my plans. I've got plans for like people walking up and shaking each other's hands, and if you're having an emotional moment, you can put your arm around someone in like a loving way, or if it's two blokes together, you can do like a man hug type stuff. You know, all little silly things like spooning. What's that? Sorry, Silver?
You're saying I don't want to love another man in a loving way?
Oh, you can if you want to. Yeah, you have that option.
Don't worry, Silver. We can do some
Damn right I
talking
want
here.
that.
Sure someone's free that group.
I want a reach around button.
Well,
I'm not going to have someone develop. I'm not going to have someone develop a reach around Silver. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that will not be a character animation.
Sweating up there. Feather towers.
If you think I want to run through Cabanino and come around the back of the church and find you bent over someone having a reach around, you got nothing coming. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Oh, one other thing. Something I'll put a vote on, but in 2 weeks' time is age limit. I'm thinking of increasing it. But we'll have a proper talk about it in the next.
I'm assuming that the younger ones will be grandfathered in.
Oh yeah. People have been here.
Let's call in order 66.
We're just gonna call in order 186.
Wow.
Okay, now it's just getting creepy. Right, guys, I want to go to sleep, and I want to go to sleep without nightmares. At the moment, I did not want to end this fucking meeting with the thought of Silverarm having a reach around. I now have to go to bed.
I'm gonna fall out now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, alright guys. Well, thanks for coming, and honestly, I wasn't expecting this many people. It's awesome you've all turned up. I know some have left early, but it's awesome. Thanks for all turning up, guys. And then we'll go from there.
Thank you, man.
See you out there. Alright, guys. Cheers, guys. Oh, go on, TT.
No, did you say when you were gonna put up the whole admin and interviewer stuff?
Yep, it'll probably be Friday. Well, depending on how much I get done Tuesday, Wednesday. I've got other stuff to concentrate on.
Ignore that I asked, because that's a great start for that I don't listen here.
It'll probably be Thursday. It'll probably be Friday-ish. I'll stick in that. Okay. Anything else, guys? Nope. Good. Right. Well,
Yeah, let's populate this fucking server.
Darkness hates fish.
No, no. It's not time to populate it. It's time to fill it.
Quite right too. I like your thought process. Although I've got a horrible idea what Silver's idea of populating the server is, to be honest.
Let's inject ourselves into her.
Okay, right, that's it. I'm out. I'm out. Thanks for the nightmare, Silver.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Alright, guys, I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Sleep well.
Bye.
Bye.